All right. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but what's good, everybody? AB Media 83 here, and welcome to the Coliseum. Now, I'm sure BGS will be done in a few minutes, but I wanted to go ahead and get the Coliseum started. The link is in the chat. If you want to come up, you can do so now. But yeah, BGS is now doing a video about Mr. Z versus FD Signifier. And FD Simplifier is proving to be the simp I always thought he was. And it is what it is. He knows the truth, but he's too busy making money being a neoliberal to tell the truth. And take that however you want to take it. But yeah, going to give it a few minutes. I'm well aware that BGS is doing the stream now. And everybody's over there. So I put the link in the chat. So when people want to come over and come up to the panel, we could still talk about Mr. Z versus FD Signifier if that's what y'all want to do. I have no problem with it. But anyway, let me peek back in over there. If you're in the back, I'll bring you up in a minute when I get back. Hmm. Can y'all hear that? Mm-hmm. Listen to BGS's stream right now. If y'all want to come up, the link's in the chat. Come on, move, move. Jeez. Hey, what's going on, neighbor?
Cool.
Can you
Just
hear
dealing
that?
with some BS. Huh?
Can you hear what I'm listening to?
I can hear you. I hear
Can
you
you hear what I'm
clearly.
listening to?
Say what?
Oh, never mind. I was listening to BGS's stream.
Oh, I was checking that out a while ago. The whole FD versus Mr. Z.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, and if he didn't disappoint, he's the neoliberal I always thought he was. Excuse me, simp neoliberal I always thought he was.
Well, it pays to simp that he protecting his ass, and you know he faking the phone.
Yeah, he had to come over here. I think he was sent over here to be honest with you,
I wouldn't be surprised.
because to a new glorious point because he wants me to talk about politics. Democrats are fucked up in the game, and we're not helping their case whatsoever. And that's just the facts. What's going on, Lavarius? The powers are weak, but not.
Yeah,
But not. I think he was probably sent over here because things aren't looking good for the neoliberal left, and they're trying to shore up them votes to try to attempt to make us, somehow be excited about voting for Joe Biden. Good luck with that, but okay.
I'll see how that's gonna work.
Yeah, for those of you just coming in, like, share, subscribe, hit the cash app, and support the show.
Truth be told, I don't really give a fuck. I mean, got enough personal shit in my own life, my own personal life to deal with. Checking out what's going on in the Middle East pisses me off. I'm like, hey, what else is new?
Oh
My
yeah,
thing is like, fuck everybody.
the Zionist Israel showing everybody who they really are.
Oh, they've been showing who they've been the whole time, dude.
Yeah, but the problem is now even the small heads can't cover it up anymore. And quite frankly, some of the small hats, from what I've been reading and seeing, some of the small hats are getting tired of them. And
Benjamin Netanyahu is an opportunist. And again, so are some of the people in his
yeah,
cabinet,
you know,
who is the finance minister.
yeah, I used to ask my mother about Benjamin.
Go ahead.
I used to ask my mother about Benjamin Netanyahu all the time, and she always came back with one word.
Mm-hmm. What?
Excuse me, warmonger.
What's that word?
Warmonger. Warmonger. Can you hear me?
Do you understand Israeli politics by any chance?
Um, a little. I'm no expert.
I'll tell you. The two main parties in that politics is the party that
Likud and
Netanyahu belongs to, called Labor, is the opposites.
okay. I know that Benjamin Netanyahu's party is Likud, and I
Yeah,
guess there's some more extreme parties and stuff on the right. I guess than
yeah. That's who the guys who are the Minister of Finance. Viteris smaller. What's his name? The one with the beard, and then that little sleaze, and the one with the glasses that looks like a complete sleazeball. Ben Gvir, who's the Minister of Interior, who's of Interior Defense and shit.
hmm
They're on the far right of Israeli politics. They're Mexico settlers, and Likud themselves, who are right of center to far right. That's the party of Menachem Begin. Begin, you might remember him as the prime minister who signed the Camp David Accord with Anwar Sadat of Egypt back in '79 under the Carter administration. They are, in their doctrine, they are against the creation of a Palestinian state. They oppose the two-state solution.
Yeah.
On the opposite end is Labor. Now, Labor, right now they're like pretty lesser known. They've been pretty much they've been like sliding in the polls in recent decades. They're not as relevant they
Mhm.
are because of the Intifada and what happened. Because they were the party that was proponents of the two-state solution. That's the they were founded by another Zionist, David Ben Gurion.
Mm-hmm.
They and a couple of parties on the left, they are proponents of the two-state solution, but that all went to hell with the second Intifada in 2000.
Yeah.
Hell, on the Palestinian side, it's not as black and white because you got parties on the left and on the right who oppose the two-state solution and want to wipe out Israel and replace it with a Palestinian state. The problem is the ones on the right, like Hamas and another group called Islamic Jihad, they want an Islamist state. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's associates of those who, and then you have groups like the Popular Front for Liberation of Palestine and the Democratic Front for Liberation of Palestine. Lesser known political factions, but whose armed wings are on the left. They're Marxist Leninists. They're socialist communists, you could say. They want a secular state, especially considering these two parties I mentioned were founded by by Palestinian Christians,
Mm-hmm.
and they oppose an Islamist state, just like they want a secular state. They want a democratic state. They don't want an Islamic state, that which Hamas and Islamic Jihad are both proponents of, and they oppose the
Yeah.
two-state solution. The only
Real
groups.
quick, if you
Oh, go
brothers
ahead.
want to come up and talk about the FD versus Bitches Z, you can do so. The link's in the chat, and this is an open panel.
Yeah, yeah. Come on in. Come on in. Hold on. I gotta do the Red Fox. Come on in, you big dummy. Y'all big dummy better get up in here.
Dummy. I love that phrase. You
Lamont,
big dummy.
where my cigarettes at, Lamont?
Rest in power to Red Fox.
Huh?
Rest in power to Red Fox.
Yeah. And always remember, you got to wash your ass.
Yeah.
Wash your.
Yeah, it's true. Wash your ass.
Gotta wash your ass. That motherfucker was the has made me realize three things in life.
Mm-hmm.
One, I don't wear no tidy whities. All my drawers are black or gray. Although I got a couple drawers, one red, one blue. I ain't about
Mm-hmm.
them colors. No, don't look at me like that. Number two, I do my own goddamn laundry. I don't trust nobody with my shit. And number three, I make it a point. Foreplay begins in the showers.
Mm.
I guess a lot of black women. I guess I can't date a lot of black women that way.
Yeah, well, it's up to them.
Yeah, I mean, gotta wash your ass. Foreplay begins in the shower. You want to come in there, smelling fresh and clean.
Yep.
I remember Palm Olive. They had a line of they had a line of what you call shower gels
Hope it's better than their
that were like,
dishwashing gels.
yeah, but the shower gels were this. They had one that was strawberry, one chocolate, one vanilla.
Mm.
And I'm looking at this and I'm saying, and I look asked the sales clerk, is Palm Olive trying to tell us something here? Are they convincing girls to keep it clean because they know dudes like to toss salad?
Well, some dudes, yeah.
Well, wash your ass. Hey, break out the dental dam while you're at it. Those are oral sex condoms, by the way. Eh, but anyway, wash your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, King K's and AMV going pause,
Yeah, come on.
pause. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we don't swing that way.
yeah, all right. Don't let me creep anybody out. Hey, but anyway, the FD signifier thing, it's like, I'm like, if you know what this motherfucker's about, should you be surprised at anything that comes out of his mouth?
No,
No.
not whatsoever.
He's gonna say he's gonna say what he's gonna say just because he's gotta protect protect his ass, protect the bag. I'm
I wanted to
surprised he's
jump.
on Nebula.
I gotta admit, I wanted to jump to the screen and choke him. When he said, "Y'all can't prove to me that Cosby's not a rapist." Like, okay, based on what fact? Where's your proof? Believe all women my ass. Some of these women waited 40 plus years to say Cosby did something to them and they white. I don't believe that shit.
And it was a comedian in Philly who brought that shit up.
Yeah, what was that dude's
I
name? I
remember
forgot his name.
Hannibal Buress. He's from Chicago. And here's the thing: he did this while, and there was a clip of him saying, airing that shit out when he did a show in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2016. I remember Cosby in 2015 had put out a Netflix special, which I got a chance to watch
Okay.
before the Me Too shit happened. Then they took it down. But once he
Yeah.
said his shit, I remember, was it like a few months later? This motherfucker had a Netflix special where he was in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker wasn't funny. He had some interesting material, but motherfucker wasn't funny. And when you look at the motherfucker got a dad bod, look like kind of goofy looking with the glasses and shit.
Yeah.
And he was just, and this is somebody who's like a good buddy, Joe Rogan's. I remember he and Sam Harris went at it, especially considering that like Burris was drunk and shit. And they were talking about racial profiling, and then Burris, who'd been drinking, just went off on Sam Harris about that shit. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You just know you just can't have certain conversations with certain people at certain times. Hell, there's certain people you cannot have certain conversations with. I mean, there's people within my own ilk I can't have certain conversations about because I know they're gonna get what's the term they say now? The kids say triggered.
Yeah.
Shit, my people bitch up about that shit. I mean, there's some people who just gonna bitch up about certain things. Some people just gonna become just look at you like you crazy. Some will engage in cognitive dissonance. Oh, to answer Kobe's question, I just don't really have the patience for it. I got enough of issues. I got enough on my plate as it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got my own personal shit to deal with.
Yeah.
But it's no surprise, just like. By the way, let me ask y'all. Let me ask you something, baby.
Yeah.
What do you know about a thing called substance called Quaalude?
Nothing.
Because a lot of people were just bringing that shit up, like, because how people figured out about like Cosby acquiring Quaalude shit like that. That was from the sealed documents, and people forget, like, the state Supreme Court in Philadelphia, they overturned his conviction because the judge and the prosecutor couldn't, present the case without unsealing those documents, and that was a violation of his Fifth Amendment rights.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out, like, the judge in that case was an adversary of the previous DA who worked out that immunity deal with Cosby for that deposition
Mm-hmm.
that was supposed to be sealed. And in
It
it,
was
they asked
supposed
him
to
if
be
he had
sealed.
ever. Mhm.
Keyword supposed to
And
be sealed.
it was supposed to be sealed. And it was that I know that same prosecutor, prosecutor excuse me, questioned him during the deposition. He's the one who also convinced Cosby's then accused in '05 to settle this in civil court because they didn't have any evidence to charge him with anything. They didn't have anything to charge him with. Even
Mm-hmm.
if you look into the deposition, it showed like it was just that they were going. It was a fishing expedition. And people forget, like, when you give a deposition, you're under oath. There's a court stenographer there for you, and your attorney
Mm-hmm.
has to be there. Your attorney has to be present to protect you from being misled to such.
Oh,
So if any questions, I mean,
let's not
go
forget the
ahead.
prosecutor that went after him was a Democrat. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Oh yeah. And the witnesses they brought who were completely irrelevant because this was just a show trial. Shout out to
Mhm.
uh shout out to what's his name? Professor Black Truth, who set that online, mentioned who each of those people who testified in that court in that case were. None of that should have been valid in court. It was
Also,
inadmissible. It was not relevant to the case.
shout out to Nicole's view. She actually went to the trial.
Excuse me,
She
who?
actually, Nicole's view. She actually took time to go to the trial and point out
Uh,
all the bull crap.
yeah. Shout out to the black attorney who really, who let Cosby down in that trial. He had to get another attorney, and that's the one another attorney who had his case overturned on appeal. And the
Yep.
fact that he just waited in prison 3 years and everything, because he knew that they were going to try to prosecute him.
Hmm.
You can't tell me Bill Cosby ain't gangster. You can't say Bill Cosby is not a stand-up man. You can't tell me Bill Cosby. This is a man people forget. Well, who stood shoulder to shoulder among guys like Sammy Davis Jr., Sidney Poitier,
Hmm.
um, um, who else? Who else? Who else? Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, and so on and so forth. When it came to the civil rights movement,
Hmm. Yep.
and people still mad at him about the pound cake
No,
and the
they'll
whole
get
thing about
over it.
pulling up your and the whole thing about the pull up your pants shit and everything. I'm like, first of all, instead of getting mad at him, I remember Dave Chappelle had a eloquent response to that. He said the whole thing about pulling up your pants, look presentable, and he mentioned that Dr. Cosby had a point, but you're forgetting that BGS is trying to give me like Vietnam PTSD flashbacks now by screaming
Oh boy.
"incoming."
Mm.
But anyway, like I said,
Okay.
yeah. But anyway, Chappelle. I remember there was a meme where Chappelle said something about that. It's a quote attributed to Chappelle,
Hmm.
and Chappelle said like, "I don't think pulling our pants up is gonna solve anything." Because remember, brothers were getting killed, whether they were wearing a three-piece suit, whether they were in overalls.
Or
Hell,
whether
you
they,
have brothers who came home from World
yeah,
War II,
I was
got
about to
lynched in
say,
the uniforms.
that doesn't matter because they let you excuse me, brothers are getting
Must be
lynched
some
in their
good shit you've been
uniform.
smoking, huh?
Whatever. Brothers are getting lynched in their uniform.
Mm-hmm. Hang on a second.
You gotta do something, okay. 21 watching. If you want to come up, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Like, share,
Mm.
subscribe, hit the cash app, and support the show.
And all that good shit. All that good shit. No, I had to blow my nose. Didn't need to hear you all hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
He got me go trumpeting like an elephant. Shit. But anyway, just like, all that shit just doesn't surprise me. This, that, and the third. The
Yeah,
world going to.
typical neoliberal. He's
Uh,
who I thought he was, and
uh, good evening, Master Sergeant Kyle Rogers, sir. How are you this evening? What's good, LaShawn Jefferson?
what's going on, Andre?
What's going on? Donnell 87.
What's up,
Donnell.
bro?
Hey. What it is Dre?
So, what you got to say about FD versus Mr. Z? Or did you watch?
I never watched that. I was actually watching a different conversation that was going on, but I spoke to BGS on the 108s about that, and yeah, that was that.
Here's my question regarding the FD signifier. How tall is this man, first of all?
Mm-hmm. Don't care.
Yeah, exactly. He looks like a short nigga, but who knows, right?
Well, he's a heavy set motherfucker. I know that for sure.
Yeah, that's his business. I don't really care.
No, I mean because I know our brother in our brother in arms, Mr. Z is 5'9", got to be
Mm,
like about 100, 180, 190 pounds.
yeah.
About 2/3 of it is that big gut he's been developing over the years.
Hmm.
Hey, AB, have you done the have you made a PayPal yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, nigga, like if you're in tech and you can't make a PayPal in like a couple minutes, bro, I don't know what to say.
No, it's that I've had trouble with PayPal before. That's why I'm hesitant to make another one.
Fair enough.
I mean, because like I'm in Canada, I can't
I've made
support
I've
this
I've made a
background, so
couple
that's
PayPals and I've
all I
had
can
trouble
do.
with them.
But
What's going on, Leon?
I'm trying to drop
Leon.
my few shekels in the pot. That's it.
So, do y'all like what I presented for BGS and the other guys?
What did
About
you present, bro?
how after he says been doing the same crap for like 2 or 3 years.
I was, I, well, hold on. Hello? I think I had
Yeah,
the
good.
other YouTube
No, we
playing.
hear you. We hear you.
Y'all like what I gave BGS? I gave it to the old black minister. I gave it to Bernard Riley, Mr. Z, Keep It
Hmm.
100. I passed it around. I've been holding that for like almost a year, almost 2 years, probably a year and a half.
What were you holding?
The clip that BGS played at the start, that was a whole different video from talking to a queer lesbo
Uh,
feminist lady. So the
well,
start
Hmm.
was just to show how
can you
dishonest he is
reiterate
to
what you
actually
said?
knowing. AB, what's your IG or Twitter, and I can send it to you.
Oh, uh,
Type it in back chat.
yeah. Give me a second.
Skate about that. Sometimes the man needs a press secretary.
Yeah, and I've had a rather interesting night, so I haven't had the time to actually like properly like understand the video
So,
and calm down
so
a little bit.
AB, this he talked to Mrs. G, and I was literally frustrated in the chat because I'm just like, I'm on the left. I know what takes place. I've listened to you before. You're having a conversation to be dishonest, and so that's why I
Yeah.
gave everybody the clip. Let me
Okay.
see. Uh,
Well, it did. Well, what do you expect, Leon? I mean, he's going to come into these conversations in bad faith.
I was
He's going to be
totally
passive
bad faith.
aggressive. Yeah, he's going to be intellectually dishonest. He's going to be insincere. He's going to
Yeah.
engage in cognitive dissonance
That's
because
my
at the end
feeling.
of the day,
It's
I believe that's why they say you never fight by you don't fight your enemy by the rules they set.
oh, did you put it up in there, AB?
Yeah.
Like comments? Is it in comments or is it in
Private chat.
In the back chat,
chat? Okay, let me. Oh, I got kicked out.
What's going on, Art New Stall? What's going on, Artisan? But yeah, continue. Let's see. 38
excuse
watching.
me.
Yeah, 38 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the cash app, and support the show. But yeah, I'm not surprised after he's been on what he's been on for years, and just I think as I was telling Namer earlier, I think he was sent over here because let's face it, the Democrats are in some deep shit right now.
They're taking L's like a mother. Then again, you look at the other side. What solutions they got for some of the problems y'all going through? What they got for y'all?
Spending,
Mm-hmm.
what they'll never do really do because white people rely on that shit.
Exactly. Like I once said, the two wings on the same vulture.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All we need now is BJ. No, so all I need now is Mrs. Z going like, oh, that's interesting. I never thought about that like that. That's interesting, Nemo. That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get his voice down like that.
Look at the devil.
Yeah, that's why I was telling these niggas to come through, because like
What's going on,
everybody
Master
wanted to
Teacher?
be in BGS's live stream talking whatever they wanted to say.
It
I'm
will.
like, AB's
Oh,
about to go live, so like if y'all want to
It
come
is.
through,
it
we
is
could
what
have a real
it is.
conversation.
They'll come over. They'll be over as soon as they see me. They'll come over. That's why I'm
Yeah.
over
Oh
earlier.
man,
I
Earlier.
didn't realize since y'all coming over, I'll just come out and say the BGS tag is in effect.
yeah, I didn't
I'm just
realize
Yeah,
that
saying.
was
yeah,
going.
yeah. But the thing that if you don't, the thing with Israel and Palestine, if you don't understand the Suez Canal, then you won't understand anything. Okay,
Yeah.
True.
Israel is a little dog with on a leash. Okay, without the leash, without its master, it's weak, it's powerless, and everybody knows
Pretty
it.
much.
Yeah.
And the U.S. is taking a power hit over the last, well, I'd say 5 years. So it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
As they say, sauce for the goose. The odds are even.
I never heard that phrase.
Yeah, I think
Sauce
it's
for the goose. Never heard that.
Shakespeare.
Okay. All right.
What
I
was the
like that.
phrase that
Yeah.
Sauce for the goose. All right.
What was the phrase?
Hey,
Sauce,
BGS,
sauce for the goose. Yeah,
the whole
Sauce
time
for
you
the
were
goose.
saying he's working with whole numbers, like, oh, he doesn't like real numbers, huh?
yeah. Whole math. Yeah, yeah. When we talked about when we talked about the black women having more babies than black men, and then he got into the multiple baby daddy ratio, or the multiple baby mama ratio, what has nothing to do with the
Mhm.
total number of kids being born. Okay,
Right.
that's why I told you it was whole math. He's using whole math.
Just like that blue haired loudmouth who be trying to like give you statistics just to wrongful statistics just to confuse and muddy the
Yeah,
waters and shit.
What was that dude's name again? I forget the name.
Destiny, Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah,
I
which
forgot his
I didn't
name.
want to mention his name, but okay.
which
That
which
blue
which
haired white boy.
which stats means absolutely nothing. Okay, so on stats
Yeah.
and what is it? Okay, how does it apply to what we're talking about?
Yeah.
He
But
was broke, buck. No, look, Destiny is a white man with blue hair that was broke bucking, and he's a white man. You
I
see
think
how
I think
far it applied? Do you see how Destiny was buck broken, and
he's
he a
not.
white man?
No, he's been that way, man. It's white. They grow up that way.
You said white man 3 times, man.
They do that all the time. That's not unusual for them.
He's a
AB,
switch hitter, right?
do you have where people can message you on Twitter?
Who? AB?
yeah.
AB.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I barely watch Twitter, but yeah. I better be on.
Mhm.
I barely be on Twitter to be honest with you,
I-
but yeah,
he's on. He's mostly on TikTok, right?
yeah. TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, AB, I've
I
been
need to
asking
upload
you if
some
you
more
got a
shorts to
PayPal.
Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, them shorts be funny as hell. I'll tell you that much. They're very on
Like
point.
AB, I've been asking you like for a minute now. Like you got an international audience now, bro. You got to make a PayPal. We don't all have Cash App.
Okay.
Well, yeah. You probably want to email him for the PayPal.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. As I told him, I've had a PayPal, but I've had trouble with them.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's the only reason I'm hesitant to give him my bank account again.
Oh, okay.
There's that. Oh, sorry, you don't speak my mother tongue. I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's all right. Go. All right. Where
But
were we?
yeah. Talking about the FTE versus he wanted to use he wants to use whole
What is
math
it,
instead
round
of
two
using
now,
real
is it?
numbers.
No, Glory. If you wanted the link is there. You want to talk about why competent black men should vote for Trump? Okay, you can. Democrats have their own issues. Okay. Uh,
Hmm.
this is a very neutral. Most of the people here are neutral. Okay, and basically, AB is a Trump supporter. He's been a Trump supporter for years.
There ain't no black man on this
Uh,
panel's my enemy. So I don't know what the hell you thinking, but
I,
we get along.
Okay,
We
yeah,
get
LaShawn.
along really
well,
well.
yeah.
I had to give AB the side eye at one point when he was like, he was talking about who he voted for, but then he was talking about like he was just like at this point he's just voting for who actually event like sorry actually who benefits him directly in his
Yeah,
current state that he lives in. That makes perfect sense.
yeah, that's what you should do. I
Yeah,
don't care who it is.
But but that
yeah.
was
And
But do they
I
really
do.
care
One time,
about
one
Hold
time,
black
on, wait a
men
minute.
with
Let me get
one
in.
politics?
time, one
They
time, one
vote?
time, y'all. What you,
That's why he was in the backstage for a while. Cause
who's that?
let me get in. That's why this November I voted for a Democrat. Oops,
Mm.
for mayor.
Oh,
Oops.
oops, yeah.
Can I ask
Oh,
you
but
one
the
quick
point is,
question,
Let him let let
BGS and
let him let,
AB
hey,
Media?
let him finish his thought
oh
first.
Yes, sir. I apologize. I'm not disrespecting. I
It's
just really
okay.
want to ask you a question
You
about
can't
y'all with the
write him.
numbers, and he's on a point. I'm sorry.
Let him finish, and then you can ask the question. Okay, go ahead. Go
because
ahead, finish, AB.
according to some people, I'm a staunch Republican. I live in Indiana, so I don't have a right to talk about Democrat policies, even
If
though I live in a Democrat city.
if
By the way, our mayor won by over 20 points. Oops.
yeah, well, basically, man, when if that's as far as your knowledge of politics goes, then maybe you should find another topic to talk on.
I know, really.
yeah,
I'm just asking,
good
do they
grief.
ever really give a damn about black men voting? Because they always give us
They
black
do.
women stats.
Yes, they do.
They do now. They may not have before.
Oh,
Okay,
They
they
do
really do
now.
now.
They
They
do
do.
now.
AB Media and BGS, that was my question
They do
because
now.
they didn't give a damn about our votes before. And if they giving a damn about it, could you give me the stats, please?
And
Because that'd
basically,
be good news for me.
basically, they've lost about 8 to 10 percentage points over the last election, and
Mhm.
basically the ice cube effect is real. And they've been polling black men, and black men are a problem. And
Yep.
then you put the immigration stuff on top of that, and black
Ooh.
women have a problem with the Democrats now. So it's
How are black men a black women's problem when them
no,
black women said, we don't give a damn about you and
they don't.
you ain't gonna be our problem. So
They,
how are we a problem
no,
now? Could you
it's because their job is to control us and make sure that we vote the way that we're supposed to. And when we get off the chain, it's a problem.
Oh yeah, and I think Stacey Abrams was the callous for that. They
Yeah.
looked at them like they was like, oh shit. Even
Yeah.
even though to be fair, even though 90% of the black men who did voted for her, but
Yeah. Yeah, but the optics were bad, and that's what she didn't recognize. The optics were bad. And
yeah,
and
Basically,
AB,
go ahead.
AB, if possible, make another tape on man, 'cause I would like to support you, and I have no other way other than that currently until
No,
you
okay.
just
go on.
email him. He'll put his email in the back chat,
you
and
know the scariest thing is I'm called a drunk, but I'm drinking so I could be drunk, so I don't have to be sober and think about this crap because this is what's happening and y'all sober and y'all see it happen, but you calling me a drunk, but you soberly letting this shit happen. And that's what the funny
all
thing
right,
is.
all right,
No,
all right,
BGS.
all
Let me
right, all
pause
right.
up for a second
Okay,
because
but
the
if
sober
you,
people
okay,
is letting it happen and they're more smarter than me and they vote for it. But I'm a drunk
My nigga, like you haven't
drinking
made
because
my
I
nigga,
got
you
to
haven't
deal
made
with
an
what they
actual point.
voted
What are you
for.
Well,
talking about?
And then that's the stupid part about it.
You haven't made an actual point. What are you
let me
talking
let
about?
me let me say something real quick. So why they worry about black guys voting? Because they gave more rights to get black guys that have felonies and everything else, and they were looking at the numbers. And you have people that invest in give these politicians and people that work for them money, and if they can get those votes, they can keep their jobs. Okay, so they better figure it out.
I tried BGS. I tried.
if black men start to move, okay, it's a social movement, right? What
Mhm.
happened when Kevin Samuels actually broke out, right? People started following him, right? What do the black
Yep,
guys know that we
people
don't?
notice.
Yeah, people notice. You
A
you
lot
start
of
you,
people,
you
a
started
lot of
moving
people,
away.
a lot of people forget about this, but Nicki Minaj didn't cuss him out. Nicki Minaj asked him straight up, "What would you rank me?" And he said a 9.
She said a 7 because of her position in society and she's next
No,
to supermodels.
no, she said a 7 because he said you can't use 7.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. So she said a 6 the first time. Well, she said 6 then.
Got a 7.
She said a 7, and he said you can't
Okay.
use 7. She did it on purpose.
So what
Yeah.
did she use?
She used 7, and he
She
called.
No,
should
what was
set
the
it in.
what was the number that she used after 7?
No, he
There
said
was no
9.
number
No,
after.
no,
Okay.
no.
He said 9.
He said 9. He said, "What would you rank me?" And that's what he said. That's what she said after that.
He said, "You're not a
Okay.
7. You're a
Yeah,
9."
yeah.
You have to understand, she was not a bad looking woman before the surgery.
No, she's pretty.
Yep.
No, she's still fine.
Hmm.
I
How
won't pull
short is
out
she
on
first of all?
purpose.
Might be married to a deadbeat, but she was not a bad looking woman before that surgery.
That's her man. So
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, I wouldn't pull out. I wouldn't pull out, and my kid would still be rich, and I'd be a deadbeat. Fuck, I
I'm
care.
not gonna front, like when Nikki first like
oh,
came up,
okay.
like before she got famous and like she was
mhm.
still rapping, like when she was like living in Brooklyn and shit, or Queens or wherever the fuck she was living at. But like when she first came out, I actually fucked with her because like she was actually rapping, but then like I guess somebody else was writing her rhymes or whatever. After that, it went downhill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
Started
it goes.
getting weird.
I quit. You want to know? You want to know what I want to know? BGS, who wrote "Sexy Red's" lyrics, man? Because
She
God,
she probably did it herself. That's the problem. It sounds like something she would
I'm
write.
sorry.
I like
I'm sorry.
sexy red.
I'm glad you do.
I'm not even gonna mix words
No,
up.
I
Hold on,
like
wait
her
a
for
minute.
reasons.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me get this
One
out.
Oh,
time, y'all. One time, y'all. Yeah, damn.
Let me get this out. I'm not even gonna miss words, and I'm in the church. That bitch said her coochie steak at her own damn song. I'm like, what?
yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
really?
that's why me and Leon
You
get
admit
along.
that in your own damn song?
Yeah.
So let me tell y'all why I like her.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay, understand this is some bullshit that I'm about to say, but this
Uh-huh.
is why I like her.
Evidently must be if you like her. It got to be some bullshit. Go ahead.
One, this is the girl that you can get a bottle of Hennessy and some weed and do whatever the fuck you want with, and she probably wants to fuck the other girl, and she's literally not asking you to buy her fucking red bottom sneakers and this fantasy fucking lifestyle. She's like, if you pull up on an SRT Charger with her, to see her, she fucking loves you. If you bring her some
This
weed,
nigga
she
got a
loves you.
Tesla.
You can bring her some tank tops, and this bitch is happy, bro.
Yeah, you could. I mean,
Damn.
but the thing is, why would you want her?
Because
True.
you're in that environment, so she matches it.
Nah,
So if
Y'all
I
both
was,
going to a different environment.
there's better looking women in that environment. Why would you pick her?
I'm not
Mm.
saying that I actually like her, but when you look at the content of her music, it's the same thing without all the fantasy red bottoms and crazy
So in
purses and
other
the
words, she
expensive
represents.
trips and bullshit.
So in other words, in other words, you have a fondness for low bottom hoes. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Oh,
What I'm about to say.
BGS, I'm the $40 man,
Hold
bro.
on, wait a
I
You
minute.
the
said
who?
it.
Say what? Okay.
I'm joking.
All right.
She represents the lowest of the low.
Lowest to the low. Okay. Yeah. In other words. Yeah. Okay.
I said, let the price of the WAP go down. I'm spending 40, yo. But
Yeah. 40. When it goes down, 40 is kind of high, man. Especially for somebody like Sexy Red. It's more like 5 in a chicken wing. Okay.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I'm saying when you look at it, it's a reason that y'all should like jokefully support her.
Why?
Why?
It's a joke. It's literally a
No,
fucking joke against women that make this fantasy high
No.
lifestyle bullshit.
there's limits. There's limits to everything, man. She's a
I
bridge too
know.
far for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately,
Go ahead.
Not
Go ahead,
me.
DB.
I've
I
said
know
this
you, man. You're
before.
sick, but it's okay. Go ahead, DB.
I've said this before. If y'all gonna let heifers like Sexy Red, Glorilla, and Suki
Mhm.
Hana rule the
Yeah.
gynocracy,
Yeah.
I'm out.
I
Don't
I
ask me to go tell these young boys to date these heifers.
I have banged chicks like Sexy Red, but I would not tell anybody about it. Okay.
I don't blame you.
I've
It
But
been
was one of
cheated.
those
I do
situations
get
where he was just feeling lonely. Let it be. Let it be. Leave
I
it be.
I,
Leave it be.
I
would put tape over my license plate so she couldn't track me. Okay, that's how.
I do get
BGS, he would
Leon's
not.
point.
BGS, he would not
I
tell anybody
don't
about
want
like
to
One
get
time.
in. I do get Leon's point
I
though.
was just
She
saying,
represents the
BGS.
low.
Why does everybody want to talk at the same time?
I don't know, but I was just saying, like, you would not tell anybody about what?
I would not tell that anybody that I fucked anybody like Sexy Red. Okay.
About what?
Ooh man.
I would not tell anybody that I had sex with somebody like Sexy Red. Okay,
Oh, so you
there'll
ain't
be a
catch
one
the play.
they'll be on one some what is it was it it'll be on a secret agent tip. Okay,
It'd be on the DL.
yeah,
Never
Yeah.
tell.
no it'd be on one of the missions, man. Okay,
Mm.
What
Oh,
you call
usually
like the
like
12, hold on, wait a minute. What you call them the 12 to 5? Because
yeah,
you don't talk about the 12 to 5. You don't
no,
talk about
basically she's a 2 to 4, man, in the middle of the night with
yeah,
nobody.
that's more accurate. 2 to 4.
I'm
Two to
guilty.
four. Yeah,
well,
well, I
like
know you are. You said so, man. You know.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not trying to.
Oh,
Yo,
basically, she's a
I
night
didn't hit the
fighter.
whole spectrum.
one time she's scraping the barrel, man. Okay,
well, basically, I was trying to do like the white boy ones where it's like, yeah, we don't talk about Fight Club.
no, no. Go ahead, AB.
Yeah, the chicks like her and Silky Hana. I'm like, ugh. I want you, BGS. What did you see in her? Ugh.
Easy pussy. That's all it is, man.
I guess.
Exactly.
That's all they see. Okay, it's easy,
Way too easy.
way too easy. Yeah, and no effort. You know.
And man, I feel
Sheesh.
bad for people who graduated from Glorilla School because, good lord,
Yeah,
good-
yeah. That's
any having to tell you she likes semen in her food.
that's it's
Yeah,
2 in the morning when you're drunk coming from the club and you happen to be walking. Okay.
piss drunk, huh?
Yeah, well, you high enough to where you ease some pain, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's close enough. Yeah.
And then you're gonna drop her off where you found her, and you never to see her again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go ahead.
But what was
On
it?
how we dived and delved off into that, but anyway.
I will say this. It's sometimes like there's something. I'm like, I've seen some weirder shit. And I'm like, I ain't messing with that. I mean, I've dodged a couple bullets in my own lifetime, so I'm grateful that I'm non-select in a sense. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm a little screwy, and that
Okay.
turns a lot of people off.
Going back to
Yeah.
FT
FD, come
Singapore.
on.
What about him?
I don't know how he could look at these heifers on TikTok. He probably ain't trying to look on purpose, but I don't know how he can look at some of these heifers on TikTok and pretend that black women aren't the way they are. I'm just saying.
Is because he's an academic. He makes sure that he doesn't travel in those circles.
Huh?
Yeah.
And when he does, he pretends like it's not there.
Or he pulls this right here. Due to abject poverty and long-term
Oh,
abuse, these women experience
God.
things that they have to do, and so they've been indoctrinated through white supremacy, and they're bad at he pulls shit like that, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like okay,
Yeah.
but
To answer his
I tend
question,
to always
I know. I do. Unfortunately, I do know one chick that has been SA'd, and it breaks my heart.
Okay.
And actually, she got pregnant because of it.
Okay.
mm,
And to her credit, she had the baby,
Oh, really? Okay.
and she
I know a
loves him.
few.
And as far as I know, she loves her son. So
Okay. That's unusual. Okay, but it happens.
Yeah, I know too many. I'm a military brat, so it's always a story. And shoot, I know girls I went to high school with and
Okay.
other places. And the first one I ever had a story with was my grandma with how she had the mulatto daughters. So
oh well,
Cool.
you know,
that happened back in the day.
Yeah. That's back in the day.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first one. Then just girls in high school. I used to go to the ratchet clubs. I heard stories about that and certain girls and things happen. But when you're talking about your personal life, it's it seems like it's very rarely. Like I think you hear more about a guy sexually touching a girl more than the R word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing we got to start talking about is I've lost count how many dudes I've talked to who their first sex experience was with an older woman.
Oh yeah, that happens all the
Yeah,
time.
that's me. That's me.
Hmm.
I was I told Tia John Johnson, but basically, I let my friend borrow a game, and he had my N64 Raw, the wrestling game, and so I was
Yeah.
going back to his house to give him back his game, and his sister walked me upstairs and pushed me on the bed, and I
Damn.
didn't even know. I just walked in the room, and I was looking like, well, he's not here, and I think
Damn.
I was going to fifth or sixth grade. It was one of them. It was the summer or it was
Wow.
spring break. And so she was in seventh or eighth grade, and I was in fifth, maybe.
Damn.
Yeah, she pushed me on the bed, and like I'm not an ugly dude, you know what I'm saying? So just saying, it's never been my issue.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, boys don't normally take it that way.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, D. Ray Davis talked about his experience like that. He was
Yeah,
like, and
yeah,
there was some ugly ass hoes who took ugly ass
yeah,
heifers that did that to him.
yeah.
Oh.
Um,
Oh yeah, ugly
I
women,
remember,
yeah, they'll try you.
And
I
rape,
remember
rape,
Patrice O'Neal.
rape.
His partner Dante Nero talked about how when he was 11, it was a babysitter who took
Oh
his.
yeah, happens all the time. Um,
Yeah, and
Oh
that was
yeah.
in Crown
That's
Heights,
good
Brooklyn.
too.
So,
rape used to be a property crime against the family. You
uh-huh.
take a woman's womb against her will, against the family's will.
Yeah. Doesn't it
Uh-huh.
still kind of operate
Yeah.
like that in the Middle East?
We
Yes.
it kind of operates like that here because they don't really prosecute women for rape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't
In the
even
Arab
call it.
world, if a woman gets raped, in the Arab world, if a woman gets raped, what they do sometimes to protect her honor and to avoid a blood feud or something like that,
Hmm.
they will have her marry her rapist.
Yeah,
And that's something about
So
protecting honor because
yeah,
they don't want to, because they understand that the whole issue of trying to prosecute him would be difficult because two women's, one man's, two women's in his testimony is equivalent to one man's
yeah.
testimonies apparently in a Islamic court. So unfortunately, I think in places like Morocco and whatnot, they've been like they finally got those such laws overturned where they can like prosecute men for sexual assault and shit. But continue.
So in the United States, if you look at the definition of the R word, you'll find out some really funny things about it. But women usually get charged not with the R word, but inappropriate. What is it called, BJ's? Inappropriate.
Touching, underage sex.
Touching with a
Yeah,
minor or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So they don't because the R word is defined a certain way
It's
in
penetration.
law. Yeah, forced
Yeah.
penetration.
Yeah,
Forced
Forget that
penetration.
because Dr. T was talking about that, and they have another way of saying it for women. I forget what he said,
Hmm.
what he called it, but
Yeah, but they don't
there's another
use.
way
They
to say it
don't.
because
they
you're
call
right.
they call it forced sexual contact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
because
forced to penetrate or
you're
whatever.
right about that. The R word has a specific meaning that
Yeah.
it's kind of based on the Duluth model, in my opinion. But
No, no,
Hmm.
and the R word is based on an old patriarchal standard that rape is a property crime. If you rape a woman, you rape her womb. That's a crime against the family. So it's property.
Hmm.
okay,
Yeah,
She's
okay,
damaged goods after that.
because she can get pregnant. That's why it's a crime
Yeah.
against the family's property.
In certain cultures, even if it's not the R word, say if you have sexual intercourse with somebody's daughter
Hmm.
and she thinks you're gonna marry her
Yeah,
and you don't, they
yeah,
can sue you
yeah, yeah.
for
Breach of
damages.
promise. Breach of promise. Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
India, Middle East. I know in India because I had a homegirl. This girl really pissed me off. We were in a Discord and we're in MTR's Discord, and she's Indian, but they don't want her because she had sex before marriage or
Hmm.
whatever. And she was like, I was like, so what do you like about black guys? And she was like, well, y'all are like the most forgiving and kind guys. I was like, that's it.
That's true. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
And I said, that's it. She was
Yeah.
like, well, in my culture, if you have sex before marriage, you are of no value. And I'm sitting there. And I just said,
Uh,
man, fuck this hoe.
Leon, the thing is you have to understand. It's the whole
I'm
thing
not,
about. It's the thing about the whole virgin bride.
No,
A woman
that's
has to be chaste until marriage. If she is not a
yeah.
virgin
Before
before
y'all get
marriage,
into that,
that's a
let me just
it's
point out something.
yeah. You
And
pointed out, bro.
when I get my laptop back, I'm gonna make an animation. Is once again, BGS was right.
What's happening? Oh,
hashtag BGS is right, but
what happened?
There's no but. BGS was right.
There's no but.
What is I
Basically,
right about this time?
he's just right.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
he's always
Basically,
right.
what
But
I'm
then again,
saying,
you always want to go, but BGS.
I was going to tell you about the laptop. They said a
oh,
lot of Windows 11 was called a lot of laptops overheat.
oh
So
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Ooh,
it happened to mine, and they said
Oh,
you had to get rid of the update. So I got rid of the update, and everything went back to normal.
hmm I kept
mm,
10. I kept 10. I wasn't trying to update my laptop, but basically, what I'm saying is, she deals with black men because we're accepting of anything.
Yeah,
She doesn't
mhm.
actually deal with us purely because she likes us. She's what
yeah,
is the word? Exiled, pretty much from her
yeah,
culture.
yeah,
no, she's ostracized or exiled or
yeah,
No,
ostracized.
yeah,
I
yeah.
say BGS is right because what he said. Why do you say most races of women like black men? Because we're the most reasonable.
Accepting. Yeah, yeah. Well, most
Yeah,
accepting was egalitarian. Yeah,
yeah. And I was just looking at. We went back in the guys' chat. I was like, y'all actually like her. I
yeah.
was like, so y'all bottom of the barrel.
No,
Good lord.
and
My
another,
thing is the
another,
fact that
another,
she said
another.
it.
So what?
That's just weird.
Why? It's true.
It's true, right?
Yeah,
But she wasn't. What I heard went over the guy's head. They didn't hear that. They were just like, shoot, we in line. And I'm just like,
yeah.
yo, you get what I'm saying, DGS, right?
Black guys know we're the
Yeah,
garbage man of the dating world. They know that.
the garbage man. Like
Yeah.
I just think niggas was feeling special, bro, and I'm just like, y'all not special, bro.
They wear it on their
Go,
sleeve. Okay.
good
Yeah.
lord.
And speaking of which, how many pictures did I send you of twos getting married?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Shit.
And that's just and I'm not looking for those pictures,
they
BGS.
just
I'm just
pop up,
scrolling
and
through Facebook,
they get married.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, good lord.
Yeah. Yeah. And they literally twos too. They said it's real twos. It's, God damn, where you find these ugly chicks, man? Jesus
Shit.
Christ.
I was just
I
scrolling through
mean,
Facebook.
Leon, I'm
I
gonna
was
tell you a
like,
story about me.
God damn.
Leon,
What's up,
He's
bro?
I'm gonna tell you a story about that whole thing about people being forgiven and shit. Let me take the first woman I got involved with when I came here. I was not the first black man she had been with. When she was in high school, her first boyfriend was black, and she always showed me
Hmm.
pictures of him. And I was like, oh, okay. So you've been with black people before, all right? So I was in shock, and it was what it was. I said I wasn't because I thought she was intrigued by me. She was intrigued, and I was cool with her brother. So, but yeah, I was not. I'm not the first black person she's been with. Although that was years ago, that was over a decade ago. But it was what it was. So they are accepting, and they understand that like black men are accepting to
Trash
them.
man.
We are the trash man. Oh wait. We saying it wrong. As Cole Johnson likes to say, trash.
Trash,
We
trash,
trash.
trash. What's going on,
Trash
Arthur?
snowman in the morning.
Lord.
What's going
Hey,
on,
Artisan was
AB?
good.
What's going on, everybody? What's up, BGS, AB, Namer? I had a question for Leon.
What's
Uh-oh.
happening?
Would you rather the chick want to date black men because they're more accepting, or only want to date black men because they got a big dick?
Ooh.
I rather a woman
he wanted his
see
big dick. Stop
You got
see
to
lying.
ask a question.
I rather them say because he has a big dick than saying something that went over a whole bunch of black guys' heads when she said, "Hey, can you mute your YouTube?" So can you mute your YouTube?
He just did. He just did.
Okay. I'd rather have a woman just say just because of dick and that they're better at sex and better at pleasing than fucking say my position in society was compromised because I had sex before marriage. So I like messing with Negroes. Like the fuck? Like that's
Well,
Okay,
Leon,
literally
let me ask you a
that's
question on that one.
name it. Let me finish, okay?
Oh, sure.
So basically, you're saying you'd rather be a buck.
we are.
The fuck, you may be a buck. I ain't no goddamn buck. I stopped fucking with chicks that only want to fuck dudes because they got big dicks. That mean they don't value you. You're a tool. You are a two-legged dildo at that point.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Understanding
think
that more black men are accepting of some things. BGS has talked about this many a times, is that is how we're socialized. And coming from a culture where bitches can be stoned to death for letting somebody see under their veil, I think that's an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
All I gotta say is when somebody's fucking with you because they've been exiled, that lets you know something really. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather
Well,
just like you know what I'm
Every
saying? Like
chick from another race that fucks with a black dude is exiled in some way. Everyone.
I get I get what you're saying, but understand what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like it's common sense that most black men have been programmed to sexually please, even when you don't feel like doing it. That's already guaranteed that that idea is in their head. But when what I'm saying about this particular girl is she's literally said she got exiled. And no, I don't like messing with Asian guys. No, I like black men. And she's basically saying because y'all are open to fucking anything. Like in my head, when somebody says that type of shit, it's almost like, bitch, fuck you. Have a good day. Like I find that more insulting than saying, "Oh, because y'all dicks are bigger and y'all are better at sex." Okay, like,
Okay.
Leon, let me ask you a question.
I dealt with a chick before, right? And she was a Latina. And in her
Mm-hmm.
culture, because she's a Latina and a female, there are certain things a dude never did for her, like taking a shower with her. Some simple shit, right? She liked messing with brothers because brothers was into that kind of thing. And that's
taking a
what she was
shower,
into. Yeah, just
taking
taking
a
a shower
shower.
with her. Yeah, just taking a shower with her. Nothing major, right?
So, are you
But
proving
she
my point?
never had that experience because she never dealt with brothers. Now, coming from that mind state, do I have to take that as an insult because the bitch want to fuck with brothers so she can do simple shit? That's not an
So,
insult.
bro, you just proved my point. I said, you said, okay, what you're doing is you're saying big dick, and you're saying bath. You can put
There you go, silent.
Yeah, you just cut out.
Leon.
Leon, you
Well,
there?
here's a question. All right. I think I get it what artists is trying to say about the whole thing taking a shower and shit because like Latin culture you got to be that machismo shit and there's like an intimacy when you're taking a shower with somebody you're involved with. That's what she was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, Namer.
Was
That certain
it?
cultures do not deal with women the same way that we do. And the
Right.
women still
Exactly.
want some of those things. It's not because it's a negative against us. It's a negative against the men that they're dealing with because that's
Yeah.
not what they want. Now, because they found it in a black dude, she is socially ostracized in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her older father and stuff like that don't like that shit. He don't like it. So she has to choose between, can I have some of this normal shit that most of my girlfriends can have, or do I have to have this older traditional shit where any need I have is just totally disregarded? Like
Yeah. Because
motherfucker just jump up and down on them, shoot a squirt, and that's the end of it. You know, no
it,
affection,
no,
no
I agree with you
intimacy,
saying,
no
Artisan.
Don Juan DeMarco shit, none of that stuff. They don't know nothing about
No,
that.
especially
oh, my bad.
considering that this Latina you're talking about was brought up in the States. She was brought up in the States, right?
What the woman
Artisan.
I'm
Yes,
talking about?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, Leon, hold up a second. The point I'm trying to make is like picking up what artists explain is like certain men in certain cultures they have this weird they have their traditional views on what is masculine, what is unmasculine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of it comes in Latino culture. Remember, Latino culture comes from Spanish European culture from the past. So there's a sense of machismo and masculinity they have, where you got to be macho as hell and everything, and they don't want to do certain things that they think is sissy and shit. Like for example, the whole taking a shower with your woman. It's like, what the fuck is that? I ain't know. They just think it's like some sissy shit or something like that. We don't, because brothers don't think it's something wrong with that because you can get freaky with that shit, or you like be intimate with the woman like that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember an example of there was a story. I remember it was a story about from a documentary. I remember a Russian dude brought a Cuban with him to Russia, right? And they were gonna meet up with some cats inside Russia, in Russia, at a Russian sauna. And this Latino dude is Cuban, and his Russian friend has explained to him the whole thing, the whole thing about Russian dudes when it comes to masculinity. When you hang out with another dude in a sauna, there's nothing gay about it. It's basically you just like you guys are sitting there and you show revealing to the person you got nothing to hide. It's a show of you come in there honor. There's a sense of honor among it, and plus it's a way for the dudes to be hanging out and be away from the women where they can talk about serious shit. The Cuban didn't understand that. The Cubano was like, man, that sounds like some gay shit. I ain't gonna stand butt ass nigga with some other dudes and it. And he's explained to him, no, it's not like that. There's a sense of there's something you have to understand about our culture. When you interact with Russians, you gotta act with them. This
Mm-hmm.
machismo shit that y'all have among yourselves, it doesn't fly with us. Just like
Yeah.
how like Caribbean dudes, they gotta be hard as shit, right? But when you see them dancing on the floor and everything, they just got to move the swivel hips and shit. And some of that shit looks kind of fruity to certain dudes. But it's not. It's just how they express themselves. Just like Latin dudes. They can't be, they gotta be macho in certain ways, but like on the dance floor, they can get away with certain things.
Okay. Switching
It's
topics.
ethnocentric shit.
Yeah, switching topics. Since artist is up here, I have to ask him your thoughts on She-Hulk season 2 getting canceled.
Oh, yeah, it's no brainer.
That's funny. That's funny.
Wait a minute. I thought I had the world's smallest violin around here. Oh no, that's all right. I broke that bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Let me go get it. Look, let me go get one. I got one for you. I got one for you.
Yeah. And we're supposed to care because the
I'm more
first season.
insulted that they even mentioned the fact that they was thinking about a season 2. Like, what? You goddamn
A
what?
She-Hulk? A She-Hulk?
What in the all types of blue hell?
I need to get that clip too because it's funny.
Oh, what you mean the Chris Bass quote?
Yeah, what in the all types of blue hell when you see
Yeah.
something?
I'll wait for
Oh,
now, as far as Marvels go, I'll wait for that to come out on Disney Plus to watch it because
They're saying that.
just because believe it or not, I didn't have a problem with Kamala Khan's character.
all right.
I
They
thought
said
for what it was, I thought it was decent.
What it shows is that women don't like this stuff. Okay,
True.
Mm-hmm.
why you making these kind of movies and women don't like it? I mean, the juxtaposition of Barbie versus the Marvels. Barbie
Hmm.
$2 billion. What did the Marvels make?
It's
I
funny
heard
you
they're
mentioned
making
that.
Iron
It's
Woman.
actually funny you mentioned that BGS.
Mm-hmm.
I just found out Disney. I forget how many movies Disney's put out this year.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't made $1 billion on any of their movies this year, which is unusual for Disney.
Yeah. Well,
People are broke.
that's not they're broke. They're not putting
No,
out
the
the
movie
stuff that they
sucked.
want to see. Yeah. Yeah,
No.
in other words, when they actually activate their fan base, then they do pretty well. But thing is that
Oh.
they've been given stuff that the fan base doesn't want to see, and they try
Like
to attract a new fan base called females, and women don't like this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll give you an
Because
example.
they're putting out Iron Woman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is it? Put a chick in it, make her gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I'll give you a prime example.
Hmm.
Ant-Man 3. I'm a fan of the Ant-Man series, but Ant-Man 3 was it wasn't a totally bad movie, but it was a stinker because whoever wrote the first part of that movie clearly didn't watch the first two movies,
Mhm.
in my opinion. The way his daughter was interacting with her father, that they did not watch the first two movies, and that drove me up a wall.
Yeah.
See, I'm about to hurt some people's feelings, BGS.
Mhm.
Ironically, Justin Major saved that movie. Oops, did I say that out loud?
So Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin Major saved that movie because he was a great villain.
Because he was black.
No, well, because they liked Justin, they like Majors and Rocky and a couple of other things. That's why.
But
Yeah.
Justin
Mhm.
Major,
I
Justin
mean,
Major played,
Jonathan Majors. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry, Jonathan Majors. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I like how he plays Kang, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that part again with all the Kangs, cause like, oh shit.
And plus he was in a couple of movies, and plus it's a fall over of the was it Rocky 3 or not Rocky but Creed 3?
Creed
Yeah,
three.
that was
Yeah.
good.
Spillover. Yeah, spillover. Yeah.
Only thing I wish different about Creed 3 is they actually went way in the background of all of them instead of just like little. It was a little, then got to the movie.
Oh well, that's
Yeah,
how it be
can't do nothing
sometimes.
about that.
Well,
Yeah, that's how it be sometimes.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of which, those of you who have Disney Plus, have y'all checked out Chevalier?
Who?
Who?
Chevalier.
No.
No.
It's a okay. The Chevalier de Saint George, or Joseph Boulogne, as he was born. He was
Mm-hmm.
a Afro Frenchman, one of the greatest composers and swordsmen of his day. And they got a movie about that came out about him earlier this year or last year.
Okay.
He was
Yeah.
also a great violinist and composer.
That's probably
It's on
why we haven't heard of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Heard of the
Well,
movie.
it's on Disney Plus, but a lot of people forget, like, he was a mentor of Thomas Alexander Dumas. This was
Mm-hmm.
a black French general who was a contemporary of Napoleon. He mentored him. He taught him the greatness about the fine arts of swordsmanship and everything. And of
Okay.
course, Thomas Alexander Dumas is the father of Alexander Dumas, the writer of The Count of Monte Cristo, Three Musketeers, and whatnot. Surprised they all
Okay.
don't know about this stuff.
No, they didn't promote it very well.
Yeah, it's true.
Uh,
Well,
They
let's
didn't
get
promote it at
let
all.
who do you think is going to be the next?
Bonsoir, Germains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bonjour.
BTS. Who do you think is going to be the next Henry Kissinger kind of figure?
They're all dead.
They have to emerge. But it looks to be like they're trying to fashion what's his name from California?
Newsom.
Newsom. Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
haven't.
20 years
Whatever
ago,
whatever
there was
whoever be the right part.
I
whatever
haven't
reason
watched that
G called
debate
for him.
yet.
20 years ago it would have been Brzezinski, but he's dead.
I don't think the Chinese likes Brzezinski very well.
No, but I mean, as
Oh,
far as
you talking
intelligence and
about
connections,
Yeah.
Mika's father?
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Okay,
think the only person close enough to be that level would probably be Soros, but he's not in politics. Not like that. Soros is the last of the old guard.
yeah.
okay.
That World War II
Mm-hmm.
made a lot of shit happen.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton could have done it if he didn't get mixed up with Epstein.
He's still doing stuff.
Not really.
He's
He
got
was
his own
already in some
projects.
trouble. Yeah.
Not really.
He did say Clinton did say his favorite professor at Georgetown was Carol Quigley.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, they made a movie about him, the relation between Quigley and Clinton. I can't
Oh,
remember the name
really?
of it.
Okay.
Yes. It was a semi-homosexual kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Bill Clinton?
Arquitecto, oui,
It
je
was
parle français.
Bill Clinton and
Quigley?
Quigley. Yeah.
Hmm.
If I can remember the name of it, I'll look it up.
Okay.
I might have to review it. Really interesting movie.
Oh, here's a book recommendation from Namus brief monologue. The Black Count goes into the life of Alexander Dumas' father. It's a good one.
From Alexander
It's
Dumas.
basically
Yeah, I've
yeah,
heard
it's
of it.
basically the life of the Count of Monte Cristo. I mean,
Mhm.
that's where he based it on his
Oh.
father's life. It's a really good book, though.
Okay, I've heard of it. I've never read it.
It was Napoleon who made sure that the elder Dumas' name would never be mentioned in history because they had a falling out while in Egypt. A lot of people don't know that. The history of
Don't shoot the
Napoleon.
nose off the Sphinx.
Are you talking about when which warrior are you talking about, when they took Egypt, or when the kingdom of Kush went to Egypt to fight the Romans or the Greeks? I forgot which one it was.
No,
Which war?
I'm talking about when Napoleon had his disastrous expedition to conquer Egypt.
Okay, yeah.
One of those men who was one of the generals with him was a black man named Thomas Alexander Dumas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh
and
man.
yeah, I think the kingdom of Kush brought a whole bunch of warriors to Egypt to help, pretty much. If I'm am I right, BGS, or am I talking about the other time that they tried to take Egypt?
You might be talking about another time because if this is like the 18th, early 18th something, I don't think, because Egypt at that time was under the Mamluks.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
folks
well, it
in
is what it is.
what is modern day Sudan, they were really conquered. They were the Kush. By the way, Kingdom of Kush
negotiating
was
power
called the Mera
between-
Kingdom.
Yeah, they were negotiating. Well, in Napoleon's time, Egypt, yeah, it was the Mamluks, but then the Greeks did still have a lot of influence in that area because they still had something moving. But yeah, that's the nexus of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on, Dad said?
Oh, nothing. I'm just listening. That bit of conversation was out of my depth. So
Okay.
And
Hey, gentlemen.
Artists,
Really
you think Marvel can survive, or do you think do you think you need to reboot?
I didn't hear the last part of what you said, AB. Can they survive or what?
You think Marvel need to reboot, or can they salvage whatever they're doing?
They got money behind them, so
Well, they could survive, but they won't survive if they don't have one thing. And the one thing they need is not money. They need better fucking writing.
that's true.
True.
That's it. That's what they can survive on. Even this morass that they got themselves in with these bombs back to back, they could, if they had decent writers, write their way out of that shit. Take this heap of garbage that they have right now and turn it into something worth watching. But you need decent writers, and I don't think, no offense to anybody on the panel, but I don't think this generation produces any decent writers. I really don't.
They did it for Netflix, man. How come they can't
Yeah.
bring those people over from Netflix to write? To write
Different group of people.
Contract.
People at Netflix is probably on contract with Netflix.
Okay.
I mean, the writers at Netflix, even as good as the Marvel shows were on Netflix, they weren't 100% accurate to the comic.
Okay.
But they tweaked it in a way that it was good for the audience and good to make a show.
Yeah.
They made a good show.
Yeah.
Right? But they weren't comic book writers or anything like that. The people that they got over at Marvel now don't even really seem like really good screenwriters.
Yeah. Well,
From what you see, it's like, who the fuck are these people? What writing class did they go to?
You got to put a decent product on the screen. I think Fish was trying to get in for the last 10 minutes. But yeah.
Hey, gentlemen, thank you for bringing me on. The thing about Marvel, from my opinion, is this. The writing needs to change, but what needs to change really is the fact that Disney bought Star Wars and Marvel because they're essentially boy and young men's brands. And what they did then was they turned them into brands centered around girls and women. Here's the problem. When you do that, you piss off your fan base. Guess what? People aren't going to see it. It would be the equivalent if Mattel made Barbie centered around the Kens or centered the Disney movies around the princes. So now we have a situation where the writing has to be excellent. Meanwhile, we got Fast and Furious movies selling $1 billion with mediocre writing. Even if we had mediocre writing, but it was centered around what boys and men wanted, we still would have a decent MCU product. But now we don't because of the message or the, you know, everything they've got going on over there culturally.
And
I
you know what I say
definitely
to that
agree.
though? You know
And
what I say to that? Do you know what I say to that though? Didn't they learn anything from Ghostbusters? Oh wait,
Ghostbusters
I'm
was
sorry. Wait, I'm
bullshit.
sorry. My apologies. The Ghostbusters that doesn't exist. I'm sorry.
Well, they
Oh,
learned that the second remake, was actually a pretty good job. I mean, it
Yeah,
wasn't
but
perfect.
I'm talking about the one that
But they
doesn't
didn't
exist.
make Ghostbusters, so no, they didn't learn shit from that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
they
saying. It's like
did.
they made that one with the big problem with that one with all the women is that they didn't have a diversity of characters, and I don't mean like representations. But if you look at the first Ghostbusters, the first two from the '80s, they had the goofball, they had the serious guy, they had different archetypes of characters, and then in the one with the remakes with all the women, they just had four goofballs who they could have been good in different types of movies, but it was just like a one note. It was like Three Stooges, but everyone is Larry, or
Hmm.
everyone is Mo, or everyone is Curly, and they were all just spazzing out all over the place, and you just couldn't enjoy it because they were acting out. But then they redid it, and they had some girls in that. They had the older generation passing on to the young generation. That wasn't a great movie, but it was better. It was like a decent type of sequel.
I wanted to say something about the
The
writing at
thing with
Netflix.
that one is the sequel for that Ghostbusters movie was made by Ivan Reitman's son. So it's one of the creators of the originals going back and making a movie to pay homage to what his father had did earlier. So there was more love put into it other than this is something that we want to take and just put
Right.
women into it to turn it into what we want it to be. That's why it sucked. Nobody wanted that.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
because I mean, we know the movies that girls want. Barbie made $2 billion, right? How much did the Marvels make? What, maybe 100? Like women like a certain type of movie, and it's not going to be the superhero movies, at least not like men like. They kind of want men to like the movies that women want men to like, and
I
it's not
believe
happening.
I believe
I
they
like
can
Ellen
make a
Ripley.
canned movie. I believe they can make a canned movie where he's searching out for Barbie and shit, and the girls just love that shit.
They
Yeah,
they they if they want to make money from women, they need to take what Barbie did and
Hmm.
and expound upon it. Find a way
Yeah,
to mix it in. I didn't see the movie, so I have no idea what it's about. But they need to bottle that stuff and actually repackage it and sell it
take
to me.
notes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, who
yeah,
They
it
can
wrote
make
makes
a
it makes
What I
sense.
bootleg
heard about
Sailor Moon.
yeah, good.
what I heard about the Barbie movie, I heard from a woman, and it was funny as shit to me. And the Filipino woman, and she said she went and saw the Barbie movie and didn't like it because there's a bunch of white girl shit, right? And the movie mostly sold to not young girls, older women trying to live their Barbie fantasy.
Yeah,
So
Hmm.
if you want to do that and shit on men in the process, from what I heard, what was in the movie, well, yeah, that'll sell to some women,
yeah,
but the Marvels is not a cultural phenomenon like Barbie was. They
yeah.
haven't been around for over 50 goddamn years. They
Yeah.
haven't. So they're not going to
You know,
hit that peak with them. It's not going to happen.
it makes sense because Barbie, the actor, is like 40 years old. Instead of getting like a 18-year-old extremely popular blonde haired girl, they got an older actor.
I mean, Margot Robbie
Margot
was pretty
Robbie's actually in
popular.
her mid-30s. What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
She's
She's mid 30.
yeah,
I thought she was 40.
she's probably 36. White women tend to age a little
Oh,
bad after a
so
while.
but still
I
36
think she's Australian.
instead of a 21-year-old
It was.
blonde head.
It's supposed to be a mature Barbie. Yeah, they want
Okay, I didn't watch it. So
And they want to appeal to the movie audience. There's a lot of calculus that goes into what they try to do with Q scores because there's not many 21. How many 21-year-old white women are like really selling out stuff? Outside, man, I can't think of any. Like you just don't have star power to draw an audience for that type of budget until you start hitting like your late 20s, early 30s.
yeah, that makes sense.
What's
They
the
could do
writers?
like a Barbie at that fucking Alabama college where all the white girls on social media goes to. That definitely sell.
So who wrote the Barbie movie? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Why are we talking about Barbie still?
No.
Because
In other words, basically, what we're saying is that Marvel is trying to shoehorn
Mhm.
female empowered movies to an audience that doesn't want it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know who wrote it is Greta Gerwig. She did she did a movie probably 5 years ago, and I liked it, but I hated the characters. It was about the spoiled, entitled white chick, middle class suburban, who her parents are like hardworking middle class, think like Roseanne and Dan Connor types, and she had this dream of going to like NYU because that was just where she dreamed to go. And her parents were like, "No, you're going to go to CSU, CSU
Lady Bird.
because we can afford that." Lady Bird, yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, "This bitch sucks," and yeah, it's that type of thing.
And that chick's
like
Irish, by the way.
Who, Greta Gerwig?
Yeah, it was a good movie. I hated the character.
Mhm.
That's all I say.
The character was played by an Irish woman named Saoirse Ronan. She's born in New York, but born to Irish parents.
Well, I mean, one of the reasons why I asked that question is because, you all were talking about the writers at Netflix, but the thing that I've been noticing about Netflix is that they've got a lot of foreign movies coming out. So I'm wondering if it's a thing with culture and talent that's, making Netflix sort of make this turnaround, even though, they've always had foreign movies. But, when I go on Netflix now, I see more foreign movies than anything else, especially in the anime genre.
Oh yeah,
Netflix,
Chinese, Japanese movies.
Yeah,
Netflix has to expand their subscriber base. Like because they can't get the subscriptions or the licensing for most other studios' libraries, they have to recreate an entire historical library, and then you can't really do that. You can't really make Casablanca today, so they have to figure out how do you get subscribers who want to watch movies. You have to expand your market, and they've already hit the American market, so now they have to go everywhere else. So you're going to see a lot more Nollywood, Bollywood, all those different types of movies because they have bigger markets.
There's some super soldier movie, Asian lady. I actually enjoyed it. She was like in a simulation the whole time, and she was a super soldier pretty much. And she was a cyborg. So I already enjoyed it because I'm a big fan of Ghost in the Shell. I saw that when I was a kid. Seen every one. I forgot what the movie's called, but I mean they're producing good movies. Like and then like the storylines aren't the typical American whatever. So it's like what's the one that they're robbing banks, the Spaniard movie?
The Spanish movie? Robbing banks and stuff, you said?
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it
robbing
up on
banks.
Netflix. Give me a minute.
Is it a new one?
Well, it came out during COVID.
That Money Heist or whatever you're talking about?
Money Heist. I fucking loved it, bro. I'm straight up the writing, the ideas. It was different. It's different, but it was excellent, bro. Like I love the show.
Well, see, that's the thing with Netflix. Netflix is getting over on the international movies because basically what they're doing is bankrolling the movies. The movies are being made by people in that culture with that mindset, writing these stories, right? It's a show for that culture. Netflix is just bankrolling it and then distributing it all over the world through their platform. So they're not actually making shit. They're making money off subscribers, but they're getting the bump from that because these people are creative where they are, and they're just giving them a wider platform to show their stuff off of. But anything that Netflix creates themselves, their Netflix originals and stuff like that, is spotty. Death Note kind of sucked. Yeah. Cowboy Bebop kind of sucked. Some of the other stuff might work, but might not work.
I think anytime that you take, anime and try to humanize it and use humans is gonna suck most of the time. But their real stories are way better. So Money Heist, whatever that cyborg movie is, and a few other ones. They had a space show that I liked. So I've been watching, the Asian movies. They're good. I just avoid the let's make anime characters human and stuff and try.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if they had like that first motorcycle chase from Akira. Spend $400 million on that just so I could see that with no CGI, just like real stunt racing. I'd pay to see that.
Yeah, they
look like a Mad Max movie.
Yes, it will.
Anyway, if I may, people also forgetting that some of these shows, like we're seeing, like the Spanish shows, Korean shows, because let's not forget, Netflix is region locked.
Right.
So what you guys see in stateside, they don't necessarily show it in other countries. So there's like they have like region locks. So and they also understand the
Yeah, that's what I was
demographics.
saying.
Yeah,
Get a
and then
VPN, bro.
get a
That
I
sounds
got
like
the
an
VPN.
Atlas
Don't worry.
VPN commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
it.
I'm gonna holler at
But
y'all
like I
because I gotta
said,
be up in the morning.
on a Sunday, you got work on a Sunday, all right? But anyway,
Do
so
what you got to do.
people also forget, like, but people forget also, like with all those Korean, Japanese movies, also the soap operas and such. There's a wider audience who loves that shit in very many parts of the world. So they have those distribution deals as well. You'd be
Have any of
surprised
you?
how many people are like crazy about K-pop over here. K-pop, J-pop, Kanto and
Those fat
Nando
white
pop.
women.
Mm. Oh, hey, I love
Yeah.
J-pop, man. J-pop is
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Have anybody looked at because I know Netflix has the 3-Body Problem coming out, and I don't know if y'all read those books, but Amazon already has the Chinese version of that very book. So I'm not sure if you guys read the book or are doing any comparisons or anything like that, because it's a very popular book. If anybody's read it.
What was the title again, Death?
The 3-Body Problem. It's written by Chinese
I've heard of that. I haven't read it though.
Yeah, I have the books, but I've not read them. I've been all my reading has been book reading. I've bought so many books and not read anything non-professional. Yeah, I feel.
Hold on, McDrama Bear's got. So McDrama Bear, you looked at the Netflix one or the Amazon one? Unless he's talking about the book, because the book is excellent. It is fantastic sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been told. It's like it's a great hard sci-fi where you can actually imagine how it happens. I mean, it answers a lot of questions, poses a lot of concepts.
Yeah, good physics the whole way across. The politics surrounded the events, and how shady humans can be. But then they got into how shady the aliens can be. It's just good stuff, man.
Does anybody remember the old series Alien Nation for the movie franchise?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
that was pretty dope.
Stay away from the water.
Don't let them keep them away from the milk too.
Yeah, the spoiled milk and water.
Detective San Francisco.
No. Yeah, Francisco.
Samuel Francisco.
Yeah.
And Martin Sykes.
Yeah.
That whole saltwater thing sort of messed me up though, because I was like, wait a minute, you don't even have to be that close to the ocean. You just have to be in the city. You be burning
Stay away from Miami.
Yeah.
Your flesh just starts ripping off of you.
A good breeze. Good breeze.
Yeah, man.
Sea breeze will tear them up, boy.
Well, if you go down to Florida and you see like real Florida white folks, like the sun and the salt water does not do well for them. Like they start getting really red skin.
Yeah.
Like you look at them in the eyes like that. Yeah, like their eyes start to look a little fried around the edges. And then like the blue eyes start to turn like gray from just being out in the sun so long. Like that salt life is a real thing.
It's a very common thing in Australia. And granted, Australia has some of the highest melanoma rates on the planet.
Amongst the whites.
The Melanesian folks you mean over there?
It's just the whites, yeah.
Well.
Mm-hmm. Especially especially on the east coast, because on the west there's nothing. There are very few places there, very few cities and towns in the west. It's pretty, especially like Alice Springs or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm. But you really got to be on the coast.
Mm-hmm. Who else also has that kind of a problem? Do they have that kind of situation like in New Zealand?
I read the statistics on melanoma a while ago because I was arguing. Actually, I was in the Army, and they were trying to get me put on sunscreen.
Excuse me.
And I was like, I ain't putting that nasty shit on. And they were talking about how they want to give me an Article 15 if I got sunburned.
There's black-owned companies that make natural sunscreens, more naturalistic, more like shea butter stuff. You can find them out there.
I don't need it. That's the whole point. I never needed it.
It never hurts to have like if you shave off a layer of the light epithelial layer of skin, it never hurts to have just like a little touch up.
I mean, shea butter is good, also cocoa butter, but we don't want that to smell like he came from Hershey, Pennsylvania. But
hey, I don't mind that. Shit.
hey, I joke, I kid. Sorry, triumph the insult comic balls is told to stay out cigars for a minute.
Women love chocolate, so
exactly. I wouldn't mind smelling like Waco and Mars. I wouldn't mind smelling like Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Well, that's good. Your new nickname is
You have white women coming up licking your head.
Probably so.
And I just be
shit,
like,
I need to get some cocoa butter ASAP.
Can't tell her keep licking, huh?
Yeah. Because I mean,
that
when I was in Texas,
the old man that said that. Keep licking.
Keep licking.
Find my chocolate bar.
Old man is not a dead man, okay?
No, he's not. He is not dead. You just caught me off guard for a minute, man.
Old man said, "Keep licking." Shit. That's why I got them rubbers. I mean,
yeah, Hershey, Pennsylvania. I haven't been up there. I went up there last year.
Why?
I enjoyed my because of the Hershey Park.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but like, really, why? You know, Six Flags is closer. You know, like I don't mind the area, but it's not an area of Pennsylvania I really care to go to.
No, it's a place you go visit and then carry my ass back home.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, because Pennsylvania got some places that is not friendly to us.
Okay.
Lots of them.
So in other words, it's not a place for a black man to be during sundown. No?
Exactly.
Okay.
So you just want to get from one major place to the next. Sort of like driving from Baltimore and Catonsville all the way out to Frederick.
Okay.
Sort of want to avoid what's in between.
Yeah, if a restaurant says they don't serve you or they try to act real rude, just keep trucking. Like, you don't need to eat there.
Yeah, I mean the worst places you want to be where there's after sundown, like the most of them, like in the Midwest, aren't they?
Sounds like we need another green book.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I mean, it's just like going up to State College. You trying to go up to Penn State, you're going to run through a lot of areas that you just don't want to be at, and then as soon as you hit that college town,
yeah. Like there's, you know, what's in State College outside of Penn State is the state prison. Like there's nothing out there.
There is nothing. There is nothing out there. I've been through there. Yeah.
You go Philly, and then maybe like what Hershey. What's it?
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg
is the next one, but there's another smaller town. York.
York. York has a lot of they got a lot of meth heads in York.
There you go.
As well as Harrisburg.
Yeah.
What about
you'll find a black pocket though. Allentown's up north. That's up north.
Okay.
And then you go probably another 3 hours driving 80 miles an hour, and then you get the Pittsburgh suburbs.
Yeah, you run that 83 all the way up, and you just, like I say, if you're going to stop somewhere, just stop near the 83 because nobody bothers you there. But once you head off into the wild woods, things get dicey.
Yeah, you get the thick Yinzer accents and shit. Like it is it. You got a lot of people who have grandmothers and stuff, and maybe like a great grandmother who only speaks German.
Yeah, exactly.
Big fans of the film.
German, Dutch,
Italian. Yeah, there's a lot of ethnic neighborhoods around there. So Pittsburgh is I think the start of the Midwest, but not really because it's kind of Appalachia at the same time.
Right.
Appalachian. Oh wow.
And you see a lot of horse and buggy carriages out there. Be careful on those 2-lane roads.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's right. The Amish.
The Amish are everywhere out there.
You ain't lying. I've been to Pittsburgh.
And you see you be driving down the street at night, and it's a 2-lane road, and you're doing 70 miles an hour, and there ain't no lights. But you know, most of the time they're not out there after dark. But you always get that one road guy who, I don't know, maybe he was drunk at his brother's house or some shit. And all you see is a little flash.
Click,
like, what the fuck is that? And it's the back of the damn buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
having reflectors and everything on the back, right?
Well, yeah, because the state made them. There were some accidents up there, and the state made them put a light on the back, and it had to be like a flashing sort of strobe.
Reflective light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have like on the back of bicycles growing up.
Now, actually, these are the types of lights that you would see on the back of a school bus or a garbage truck.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, those buggies are big and moving.
Yeah.
But people get around them, and because most people who live in that area, because of their awareness of them, it's generally not a problem. But you get the average Yahoo who goes up there, or a truck driver or somebody like that who's not paying attention, is just not used to it. You hit a blind curve, and next thing you know, you see a horse and buggy. They don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful out there, folks.
Yep.
Yeah, not to mention when you talk to them, how they talk.
Now,
Would you die? Would he?
the Amish here in Indianapolis, at least, I've seen them get on a bus to go to Golden Corral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw the Hoodrites do that in Montana.
I've seen them on Metro in DC with the big skirts and shit. It was wild. They look like they look white, like just not mixed with nothing. Just old
German. They were lily
style.
white.
Yeah. Also,
The closest thing
like
you find is West Virginia.
Oh,
they're going to be forced to modernize. I mean, it was inevitable. They're little by little, they're being forced to modernize.
From what I understand about Amish culture is like the young people before they have this one time to get involved, to engage in all the ruckus shit that they can get involved in for a period of time before you take on your adult responsibilities. So it's not common to see them just go out to the cities and just act a fool.
Yeah, they had that one white girl on Real World that season.
Rumspringa.
Is that who it was? Rumspringa.
Rumspringa. Who the hell was that? Who was doing that conversation? Who was doing that? Was that Artisan?
That was Artisan, yeah.
Yeah, they
that's when the Amish go out into the world.
They go
that's
3
when the
months
Amish go out into the world to have a little fun for a time before they take on their responsibility.
That's right.
Rumspringa, either way.
Well, they wound up checking a lot of it because they wound up having a lot of them bleeding out and not really coming back to the goal. Because remember, probably like 10, 15 years ago, there was a spate of those Amish kids getting busted for like trading meth, all these crazy drugs. And they had to like reel it back in because the modern world in the 60s is a lot different than the modern world in the 2010s. It's too tempting.
And the environment is undefeated. Throw them in there, watch them go.
Yeah. And I remember they actually tried to Me Too the general concept. There was a movie that came out probably like 2 or 3 years ago about one of the communities that was in South America at some place. And they were talking about how they were all abusing each other. The boys were or certain men were abusing the young girls. And so like, I know that stuff happens, but it was kind of one of those things to say this type of environment shouldn't exist because men are essentially evil. Like there's a lot of pressure being put on those type of communities.
Mm-hmm. Actually, what's crazy is, and I thought about this a few days ago, as society becomes more and more degenerate, we may see a proliferation of societies like that, or have the Amish grow in numbers. The more and more people realize, between the technology, the feminism, and everything left and right that makes society break down, we may see those numbers increase instead of decrease.
Yeah.
I don't know, because for a lot of these, the issues that they talk about, I get into definitions. How are they defining abuse? How are they defining degeneracy? Because, what I find is a lot of the things that's being described is they don't really fall under what I think those categories should be personally.
Yeah. Tips.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. One thing you got to consider about groups like the Amish is like they're pretty isolated, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
So if they're isolated, so the thing about isolation, about groups that are isolated, is that their genes are isolated. So certain recessive genes due to inbreeding become more prominent and whatnot. So if you have no people coming in and most people leaving out, you have like a bottleneck effect when it comes to genetic diversity.
Yeah, island
Some of those
effect.
recessive genes can be a problem.
Now, wait a minute, Namer. Don't talk about the royal family like that. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Well, that's why they got a Markle in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah,
I mean, if they walk around
she's
with
got a
jutted jaw.
dysfunction. Yeah, but there's a dysfunction she has that they already have is pretty prominent.
Yeah, look at Prince Andrew's kids. I mean, those girls look scary. They look like animatronic dolls. Like they don't look human, but you can tell they kind of are. Like the eyes are really close together. The lips are way too narrow. Like it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Shit.
By the way, 93 watching, like, share, subscribe, hit the cash app, support the show. BGS tax is in effect. Continue.
PGS.
Hashtag BGS butts.
BGS butt, yeah.
But
that's the hashtag.
BGS, I told you BGS. To be fair, he wasn't too bad the other night.
No,
but,
no.
You're wrong, Daddy.
Well, who are y'all talking about?
What's his name? Night B.
Oh, Night B here.
Yeah, but he wasn't too bad.
It wasn't terrible, yeah. But the thing is, see, you come to argue, and then you want me to answer a question. So
Yeah,
that's why I flipped it on you. You're the smart ass. You're smarter than me. You answer the question. Yeah, but you're the master. You come up here that you want to be the smartest person in the room. Answer your own question.
he said up there like does not compute.
That's why I just don't debate. That's not my arena.
Yeah, because most people don't, one, know how to debate, and two, they don't actually set a judge. It's just who can argue the longest or who can make somebody quit from frustration.
Yeah,
it's a lot of gaslighting and just throwing around like false equivocations, a lot of contradiction. It's a mess. It's really
being a lot of voice too.
But you see, I enjoy a good courtroom battle because there is a referee there, and so
you need an arbitrator.
Exactly, and that's one of the reasons why I watch Forbes all of the time, because I do like watching the congressional or Senate hearings and debates.
Okay, yeah.
Because the decision has to be made based on the evidence.
Did anybody watch that DeSantis versus Newsom debate?
I did not.
DeSantis versus Newsom?
Yeah, the one that took place in what was it? Yeah, because they have been talking about it for months.
Henry was the moderator.
Okay, so they're trying to raise Newsom's profile, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Didn't DeSantis, wasn't he the one who
Fuck him.
Go ahead.
Wasn't DeSantis the one who put that on? I mean, he was the one who basically threw the first shot, or initiated the whole thing.
Absolutely, it was his idea, and then Newsom accepted it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. And the argument was why is Newsom debating this guy when he's supposedly not running for president? But it was not a presidential debate. It was based on ideas.
Pretty much ideology.
Wait, if you want to be fair, DeSantis is not running for president either.
That ship has already sailed.
Yeah, well,
that's it a long time ago.
Yeah, when he got on the on the Twitter and thought it was an open mic and said, said the wrong thing. I said, you're dead.
Yeah, he's running for 2028. Yeah. Like that's his hope, is that Trump is finished and then he can have a shot unless somebody else comes out of the woodwork. And both benches are pretty short, so make your bones.
We have 300 million people. How you can't find anybody to run? Okay. They want to embrace
America. How many people are politically adept enough?
They want to embrace the people that are, though. Like RFK Jr. is adept enough to run, but they won't embrace him.
Yeah.
So the problem with being a politician is you have to be Machiavellian enough to want the job, which should be a disqualifier. But you also have to be mediocre enough to actually do it. So, for example, someone like Vivek Ramaswamy, someone like him would normally not run for politics. But his thing is, look, I've made my money, so now I'm going to go into politics. But anybody else who's worth a damn, they're not going into politics because they could make more money or make more impact doing other things.
You have to be extremely Machiavellian to actually be a president of the United States. Okay?
Yes.
Now, don't talk about Michelle Obama like that.
Well, she don't want the job, because they're trying to get her to run.
What do you think happened with that Jack Ryan thing? How all those records all of a sudden came out at the right time when Barack really needed to win that Senate race?
You wonder why, huh? Okay.
Jack Ryan.
Yeah. People don't talk about that. Like that was some crazy shit that was sealed up but all of a sudden it just became unsealed.
Oh, almost
gee, I
like
wonder
Donald Trump.
why.
Like
Yeah.
Donald Trump, huh? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
But BGS, why you say that?
Strange
Why
how
you
that
say
happens.
that?
Even though you don't go to jail, but guess what happens? Okay.
Every
Well, I don't
time
think what he
somebody
did was
mentions
jail
Jack
worthy.
Ryan, I think of Tom Clancy.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
No, he was a up and coming stock guy in Chicago at the time, finance, and he was sponsored to run, and he was involved with his wife was the girl who was on Star Trek Voyager, the chesty
Oh yeah,
board
yeah, I
woman.
remember her. Yeah.
And he was in the sex clubs, and she was into it for a little bit, but then she wasn't, and they wound up getting divorced, and then they sealed the records as to why. But then right when the Senate race was between him and Obama was going on, all of a sudden those records came out and it
unsealed,
tanked him. Yeah, they were like 50-50, and then all of a sudden it tanked him and it got him just over the head to the finish line.
Oh,
Wait a minute, he was married to Jerry Ryan?
Yeah, Jerry Ryan.
Yeah, you're right.
Jerry Ryan?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Man. She was one of the white
she was a
girl
good looking
crush back in the
man.
day.
Yeah, she. Well, I forget. She was Miss something or other. Yeah.
You could bring her into a sex club; they'd let you in free as a white guy.
Yeah, with them Hooters. Yeah, I guess
Yes,
you
you
would.
would.
She
7 of 9 times.
She had a nice little booty and long legs and a small waist.
And a big
Yeah, she was like a Miss Illinois type of thing.
Yeah, she was Miss Illinois. I think she was Miss Illinois.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah,
my
And
dad
look,
had a
country
crush
for
on
a
her.
white girl.
Yeah, but that's what Obama does. In one of his earlier races, he had 3 opponents. All 3 of them dropped out for one reason or another. So I was like, okay, so this is how he operates. Look, I'm not mad at him though.
I mean, Bobby Rush kicked his ass. I remember what's his name. Go ahead.
He's been selected. That's like you know.
Yep. But what's his name? Adolph Reed said that he clocked Obama back in the late 80s. He's like this smooth talking guy coming out of Harvard, president of the Law Association. And you can find the article. It's like this guy's going to be a problem, but he's going to be a benefit for the neoliberals. And look at it, 30 years later, boom.
Oh yeah. They had him tracked.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Charles?
Hey, so guys, his birthday cake.
It's
Say who?
1, 2, 3, 4 my numbers, so I guess I'm supposed to be here.
I guess you are.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Grand Region brought a lady.
See me. Oh, Jesus. I want to see my blank, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can see you.
That's nice,
Ain't
man.
dark enough to not see you.
Candy
All I see is
Grandpa
teeth now.
Candy Grandpa.
Oh, there you go.
Tell her happy birthday. Today's her birthday now.
Oh, it's my birthday. And look, it was just 1, 2, 3, 4
Happy
my
birthday.
numbers.
Happy birthday, Candy
You're gonna
Grandpa.
blow out a candle.
Feliz aniversario.
I appreciate it.
It's a nice smile.
I'm in happy tears.
Are you happy?
Wait, Charles, what are you wearing?
Huh?
What are you wearing?
Clothes.
He's spiffy, let me tell you.
Oh, isn't he?
No, look at you.
I like the tie.
Nigga.
I like the tie, nigga. I like the tie.
Nice tie.
Yeah, nice tie.
We out here, we fancy as F.
Charles, one question.
Charles is calling you.
Yeah.
Brother, what was that old Alexander O'Neill song you had with a certain female? I just said Saturday something. Was it Friday or Saturday Love? I think it was called.
Saturday Love.
Yeah, you better bump that right now.
Talk about with Sherelle.
Yeah, Sherelle, you better bump that right now.
No, he should bump All True Man. by Alexander O'Neill.
And you'll get a trip. You'll get a trip about this, neighbor. Tell him what your first name is.
Ooh la la.
What language is that from? What language is that from?
I'm lying. It's Olufunmilayo.
Who?
It's Yoruba.
Which language is it?
Oh, Yoruba. Okay.
Oh, you're okay. You're from the southwestern part of Nigeria. Okay.
Yeah.
How does it feel to date the kingpin? He's laughing. He's laughing.
He said, "How does it feel to date the kingpin?"
Tell me what he said. Oh God.
Explain.
Us to say it again.
Because that's what he look like right now.
I will say it for you. I will say it for you. Okay. But unfortunately, I have to use it with this accent because my regional accent might be too confusing for you. So please have some patience with me. What we said was our brother Charles here. We call him the kingpin because he reminds us of Michael Clark Duncan from the Daredevil movie, where he played the Kingpin role, smoking that cigar and everything. Should I use my original accent?
Oh, no, look, she's falling out now.
I like
Now
I've been
you
around
see.
I've been
Now
around
she sees
Nigerians.
it.
That doesn't
No, now
scare me.
now she sees it. She said, "Oh shit, I see
Yep.
it now."
That's what my
She
accent
sees
was
it.
happening. Yeah.
Oh, hey, would you like to know? Would you rather I speak the accents of my forebears instead? Because I'm from the other side of the continent.
Wait a minute. Did he just put the?
They rolling around in the caddy broom.
They probably are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said I'm from the other side of the continent, my dear.
Okay.
Tell her where you from, man.
I'm from Eritrea, right next to Ethiopia. You know where that is?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, y'all know us. West Africa have an affinity for us. You know, they're like, who are these exotic people here? They're very strange looking. Are they really black? Where are you from?
Well, she's good. What part of Nigeria are you from? Or are you
Lagos.
from there?
She's from the Southwest. She's Yoruba.
Okay, well, yeah, well, you
My
could be.
back go down.
Okay. Where's your family's home state?
Ogun State.
Ogun.
Ogun
Okay.
State. All right. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because they always ask, you know, when you ever meet a Nigerian, they ask them where's their home state, and they'll tell you where it is, and that gives you some idea what type of person to deal with.
I understand.
How'd you find your way to Hell's Kitchen to meet the Kingpin?
Oh my God. Oh yeah, shit.
Burning hot and hot as hell.
Oh man.
She took the Harlem route. She
I know
took the
him for a
Harlem
long
route.
You
time.
known him for a long time? Okay.
Yeah, over 20
Oh,
something years.
you knew him when he had hair.
Oh
Yeah,
well.
correct.
You just mess around, he gonna hug the life out of you. Don't mess with him.
I want to breathe.
Yeah, just go easy. Charlie. Hold on. I gotta say, how do you
Hey,
say?
guess what, y'all? Let me tell y'all something real quick. If you haven't
Okay.
checked it out, check out Be More Careful on Apple TV, Amazon Prime, or what's the other one? Tubi. Tubi is free.
Okay.
If you're cheap, Tubi is free.
What's the name of it again?
BMORE Careful. Be More Careful. If you ever read the book by Shannon Holmes, it's a book, which is
Okay.
now a movie, and I am the mother in the movie. I
Oh,
play
okay.
the grandchild.
Oh, you know.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh,
We gotta
okay.
check it out.
That's what's up.
Check it out.
We'll check it
Tubi, you say?
I'm glad I know what you look like without being a crackhead. Shit. That should do it. But anyway.
Okay, up and coming actress. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Nice.
What else have you been in?
A few things. Check out my IMDb page one day. You know, I've done a few things.
Okay.
Really love
right.
Netflix, Pantherthon, Amazon Prime. You know, what's that motorcycle movie? With the show? What is it?
12 o'clock, boys.
There it is. Thank you very much. 12 o'clock boy.
Okay.
Few
Okay.
All right.
things. Commercials. I'm on TV now. Blah, 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 blah.
And you got to work,
I've
man.
been
You
in
got to
TV
eat.
too,
You
and
got to
stuff,
eat.
you know. I've been in TV too. I've been in. Damn, I've been on
Making your own films
Charles
is
been
not.
on Cops.
Mm.
Charles has
those
been on
films are
Cops.
made.
Well, making your own films is not included, darling. No, no. It's what's happening
I
here.
mean,
Is she fucked
hey,
up? Why you don't carry me like that? Why you don't do that for me? Look at her getting
Well,
carried with her flowers and shit. What the
because you're
fuck
not.
kind of shit's this?
Because you're
Uh-oh.
not
No,
black.
fuck
Uh-oh.
that.
It's about to
You,
turn
I
into
wish
an
you
Eddie
could
Murphy
carry me
stand-up.
right now.
He done fall
so
Get
down
out
on
of
the
her.
job.
Man.
Fell down
Come
on the
on.
job.
so do you work with the
To raise his edge.
Carry me, and then I want the third wheel carrying the roses. Like she following them like, what y'all doing? I wish I had this.
The
what
third
the
wheel with the flag.
hell?
BGS needed a good laugh tonight.
Yeah, it's funny. It's hilarious.
The third wheel of the third
Yeah,
leg.
where's Mr. Z where we
I
need
want to
him?
be
Because we
carried
need somebody to go
tomorrow at 3 o'clock by
hysterical.
the tree.
Uh,
I got rope.
Charles's candygrams are always entertaining, if nothing else.
That's
What you
true.
do is StreamYard.com.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
It's a live stream. So you
It's
can
a live
learn.
stream. Yeah, you got about 9 people watching you, right? Well, more than that, really. How many you
Well,
got watching? We got 100 people watching you right now,
Smile.
babe.
Just
Yeah, you got
smile.
over 100 people watching.
Very true. A lot of people watching this evening.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, Charles.
She's going
Charles,
out of
you
frame.
must show her photos, please. She's my brother. Let us see her
Called
again.
it.
I want to
Oh,
see her
boy.
again. She's a very nice looking woman.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It's the be careful.
By the way, I like your braids.
Oh, those are
Me
great.
don't have braids, my darling. Me have dread love locks.
You got good
Me have
luck.
love
Oh,
locks
those
in my hair,
dreadlocks.
darling.
Yes.
Me
I like
love
them. All right, let me see. Let me see. Let
educate
me
you, my
see.
darling. I take
I'm
my
sorry, I
hair
couldn't
to
see
the
from a
strand,
pure.
I twist it, palm roll it, and it grow along like this.
Go like, go at,
It's
go
all
at,
Oh,
natural.
beautiful.
go
No
at your head.
weave,
Huh?
no weave smell, no lace front.
Good move.
Go ahead,
That's
pull
what's
and
up.
show to a demonstration. Go ahead,
Usually they like it when I pull it.
just pull it. Oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
right there.
You know not to
Uh-oh. Get a
step
room.
over there,
Get a
man.
room. Get a room.
You see?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start pulling hair. Get a room.
Oh, wait. Can I quote? I got to quote. I got to quote
You
this
know
word
the
right here. I
sad
got to
part
quote this
about
word.
it was we actually knew each other from high school.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We used to wrestle.
Mm-hmm. We
Oh,
know
she's a
that.
wrestler.
Oh, he did. Did he wrestle you?
Nah, I hate want this.
Uh-uh.
Bam, bam, bam.
Actually, she's right because he was checking out the Senegalese chick. Yes, they wrestle too. Them Senegalese folks wrestle. Lam, as it's called.
Okay.
She ain't never heard of Senegalese lam, huh?
You know,
Get out.
she brought up a good point because we were looking for her damn phone and I was in her driver's seat.
Uh-huh.
And I keep thinking that I'm normal size, like to average people. So I'm like, God damn. What's wrong with this seat? Oh, we're
Rowdy
good. She
kids.
got her done.
It's
Sorry, I
Baltimore.
got my shit.
It's Baltimore. So
Yeah, that is the sound of
Wait a minute,
Baltimore.
wait a minute. Where yours? You're supposed to be mega power. What you mean I got mine? Where yours?
It's very close.
Let me see. It better not be in your car. So where is that?
Don't worry about it.
My dear, when he says don't worry about it, don't worry about it.
This is Baltimore, gentlemen.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
That sound
Hello.
y'all hear, that sounds like my street every day, all day and all night.
That was what you live on.
Yeah.
That's here.
Mhm.
Put that shit out.
That's how you put your shit out?
No, that's too much damn smoke. That's
So
a
was
chimney.
you.
I'm
No,
saying,
no, that little tiny skinny pinky stick.
Hold on.
So
Charles,
it's
let me
like
see. Charles.
dinosaur foot.
She
toe.
gonna hold up that hand and show a ring in a minute, man.
Second hand, third hand, fourth hand smoke.
I already got a ring, see?
Wrong finger.
That
Wrong
pinky ring
finger.
shit.
Wrong finger.
It's the pinky ring shit. For some reason, I'm looking at Charles. I'm thinking, man, remind me of one of my father's old friends back in the day. The way that suit is and everything, looking sharp.
What is it called?
Looking real sharp.
So it's
Uh-uh.
It's not no.
No, aren't you supposed to
No,
fight
no.
for the Wakanda next week?
Yes.
You better take your steroids and shit, please.
I lift my weights.
God knows. I'm
I
not
lift your ass.
You couldn't lift me.
Do 10 sets every hour.
Here we go.
Okay.
She gonna outwork him?
Huh? She works out.
Wait a minute. But how tall is she, first of all?
How tall
Why
are
you asking him and I'm right here?
How tall are you?
How tall are you?
That's better.
Short.
Taller than you, punk.
No, you're not.
She from Baltimore.
What is she? 5'7"?
Yep.
5'8"?
You wanna get back to back? You wanna feel my ass on the top of your motherfucking back, don't you?
So do you.
Mine's right there on the top. All right, a lot of time.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
hey, hey, you got two pairs of lips. They both kiss you back.
Ooh.
You gonna
Oh,
take
y'all
that?
think
Y'all need to
You gonna
donate to this
take
shit.
you gonna take
y'all think
that?
that's funny?
You gonna take that? We're waiting for the comeback. Wow.
She's
Don't call
smiling.
it a comeback.
Here we go.
It would
Here
be
we
big just to throw
Mama said
gasoline on the
knock you
fire.
out.
say what?
No, I said it would be big just to throw gasoline on the fire.
Oh yeah. It's a live stream. Wouldn't be fair. I did.
Simplify a sign. You know, I know when to throw the gasoline on
And
the
What?
fuck
fire.
you, BGS.
So
Fuck
what's
you.
Yeah,
so she
BTS, move that girl.
Sagittarius.
And
Sagittarius.
BGS, fuck
Yes.
you.
Yes,
Ask her,
Sagittarius.
ask her what her sign is.
I'm
Sagittarius. I
fire.
right there. Yeah,
I'm a
Sagittarius.
Sag.
I know.
Tomorrow is my birthday. Well, today is my birthday, December 3rd. Hello.
Okay.
Konnichiwa.
Okay.
Fuck you,
Happy
BGS.
birthday.
First by Amity. First of all. Oh.
So I thought
No,
you
by the way.
didn't get along, Sharon. Chaz.
Chaz, huh?
Child. He took a motherfucking H out that motherfucker right there.
Ciao.
Child.
Charles,
Child.
monsieur.
He gave you a CR. He gave you almost a car, nigga.
We go get
Oh,
put a
shit.
Z in that bad boy.
Right, child.
Chaz.
Hey, Charles.
That's me.
First of all, me question the
Chaz. Chaz. Nigeria, Yoruba. Chaz.
Chaz.
You know what? You know what?
It travels well.
You know, they can't say Charles sometimes. Instead, they say Charlie. Whole lot of Charlies here.
Change his whole name and shit.
Yeah.
Probably Baltimore.
You see Nigeria. Chaz. Stop.
Chaz, where's the fufu? Give me some egusi, Chaz.
Chaz.
Chaz, you
You know
are
what? Please don't
stupid.
tell me there's a grenade in the back seat. Please have the argument, the jollof rice.
Don't for these people. Why don't y'all cam the fuck up? Fuck that. Oh, that's the girl.
What did I just say?
I don't
know.
You are love. You are blessed.
Oh, that's a girl. What she say? What? You saw what? You saw her in drawers, motherfucker, some shit?
Listen, I fuck with people who follow through. You hear me?
Okay.
Let me explain if you don't understand. For those who don't know how to follow through, okay?
By all means.
Say you're gonna do something. You mean what the fuck you say because you're a fucking grown up, and you do what you said you're gonna do, and other people will see that you did it, and they're gonna appreciate you for that shit. When this girl followed through, I got out my car, dragged my sexy red sequin sexy dress, okay, with the split on the side, thigh out, okay. I walked all the way back in there to say thank you. Okay.
You should have seen it when she was there.
Because she followed through.
She got the little rhinestones on, but your red dress.
Oh,
Charles, put that cigar out, please. I can smell it over the phone. Then you give me secondhand smoke.
I know. I put that shit out. That's a blunt. The fuck?
I mean, we all can't have the.
And some of that sweet perfume. Put that shit out, yo. My car smell like a goddamn chimney pot.
He gonna turn into a cigar lounge. That's what he's gonna do.
All this goddamn smoke ain't good for you anyway.
The Audi, the any?
No, the Audi is Audi. No, it don't want it. It wanted Audi. Oh my god! Like your belly button.
Wait, she's driving an Audi?
You an Audi? Oh my god! You a big crybaby. I knew it.
Nah, I'm not a crybaby.
Let me see your belly button.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
I know what. You're gonna see it later. I know what. You're gonna see that shit later. You're gonna see that shit later.
Are you not entertained?
Charles, this is why I don't.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all hit the cash app and support the show for this.
No, anybody I see
You should have learned this from Ghostbusters. Don't cross the streams.
They was crying more than they was talking. They was crying more than they were happy.
Shit, you ain't grow up with my parents. You weren't even allowed to cry. I'm gonna tell you how strict my parents were.
Oh, is that why you cry now?
Shit, I don't cry ever.
So now you cry now.
Laugh now, cry later. Shit.
Ain't that a motherfucker?
That's what they
You
call
better
me.
make sure you cry to this
Well, he's
guy.
not Lenny Williams. Don't expect him to sing or know to start crying in between. You know.
Who else be crying? Who can admit that they be crying at this moment? That they a crying man, baby. Oh, look at that fake booty. Man, I be looking
Well,
at all
let's
these
see.
fake asses. I ain't even gonna lie. I be looking at
one of
all
them-
this fake
Well, one
ass.
of them real.
There's a little movement right there. It's moving
Little-
because it's
little-
black at the bottom and
It's a little
flat at the
jiggle to
top.
the It's a
The
little
fuck?
jiggle to the wiggle. We're out here in the parking lot watching ass.
We're watching ass.
Y'all need to
You're watching a whole lot of ass. Or as they say in South Africa, you're watching a whole lot of yash.
That's my man. All that
too.
ass in them jeans.
Y'all hit that cash app. Are you not entertained?
Yeah, you're not entertained.
I mean, it is entertaining because you see all different types. You know what I'm saying?
You got flat ass, you got round ass, you got triangle ass.
No ass at all.
No ass at all. You even got the chick who got a hole at the top with triangular titties.
Triangular titties.
Yeah, you know the orangutan titties.
Oh my goodness. Down, man. That's like 70-year-old lady titties.
No. Those are the kneecappers.
Oh my god. Oh god, how tall is she? Oh my god.
5'7".
Damn. Oh, hey, I'm 5'7". Wait a minute. What do you say?
I know it. I called it. I think she's got to be
you didn't know
5'7",
nothing
5'8".
because I'm 5'7" and a
Oh,
half.
no.
And a half.
And a half.
You're proud of the half inch.
So what does that make you?
I
1.72
used to be
meters?
5'8". After I had my son, I became 5'7" and a half. I shrunk. Shut up.
Oh, you know what? You need your spine decompress. That's what it is. Pregnancy will do
Y'all
that
need
to your
to
spine.
donate to this shit. I mean, y'all need to donate.
Oh wait, y'all can donate. Spin the beans. I'm on Bigo, so we do beans. So where we at? What we doing? Y'all have been entertained by the truth. Okay,
My
and the truth is always
sister is
fucking funny.
5'7", but insists on being 5'8",
So
and
I'm gonna
you
need
remind me of her
some
a lot of
beans,
ways.
some coins. What you call it on here? Money, cash app, some CO, some CA.
Some
What else
CA.
is it called?
Finos, cash, dinero, Toulouse, as the Arabs would say, or machete if you're Lebanese. Pengda, as they say in Scandinavia.
Herbal
What else?
essence,
Don't you specialize in
gummies.
Don't you specialize in herbal remedies?
You talking to me?
Well, you're not talking to me.
Who else is back there? Just be
1,
you.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's all these people here. I need to know who you're talking to.
Oh, that AB, that's his stream. That's Namer. That's That's BGS, the master teacher. That's Jewel. That's Sid said he's a Baltimore.
A Beamer. Be more careful.
That's AL, everybody's favorite Texan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
Everybody
I'm not
take a
bad.
trucker.
Don't nobody say
Yeah.
shit.
Don't nobody.
Does
say
everyone like their intro? Does everyone like the way he introduced you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Usually I'm being
Those,
nice. That's that motherfucker right there.
All right.
Charles is diplomatic and
He
pretty
can't.
fair.
Wow,
He
but
is-
he's
he-
dressed up.
he's-
You know, he'll be really
he-
classy.
He's on his best behavior right now.
I'm on the worst. We're usually assholes.
He's wearing his Sunday best just to be on his best behavior.
You know, they hear this when I get on the street by myself.
Oh yeah,
right?
we're gonna hear it, but yeah, we're gonna hear
Oh,
about
yeah.
the candy
Oh, we're
gram.
gonna hear about this.
The child,
know,
is showing,
From
child
who?
is showing off his candy
Oh, so
gram.
y'all need to just say it right now and get it out your system. I'm listening.
Oh, it's gonna be lovely, but they hear me. They're gonna be like,
You still smoking that shit?
yes, the shit is good.
It is not.
It is good.
Yeah, cigars are good. A good cigar is very good.
Cigars
I
are
dare you to
good,
came
and
up
all
and
the
said it in my
time, cigars are
face.
good. Damn, you got any more heard of Corvo?
Cigars are good all the time. Huh?
You still ain't came up, so I don't believe you.
I don't want to pick up a cigar because Charles has been a bad influence on that. I don't know if it's like 3, 4, 5 years. I've noticed my fingers, they move, they like shaped in a way like they want to grip a cigar. I'm like, what the fuck if I want to pick up a cigar?
Right,
Damn you,
right. Every
Charles,
day you
talking to
keep
me.
your hand like this.
Oh well, I'm gonna take dead set. I'm gonna take dead set and Dr.
Just like
Dunbar to
this.
the cigar lounge with me.
You jerk off your hand still like this.
More like this.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, you gotta widen it a little bit.
Oh, fool. Fool.
No, that's how you hold a cognac. That's how you hold your cognac. That's how you hold the cognac.
Gotta be a
No,
little
let's put the
wider
pinky
than
up.
that.
Put the pinky up.
No, you gotta do it right.
These are black men. You gotta be a little wider than
Yeah. You're talking about wine glasses at that point.
Oh yeah, that's a big ass. God damn, it's your finger.
That's my pinky.
That's your pinky.
Yeah, that's my pinky.
that.
Yo, this is pinky ring. Look how I fit on my thumb, point, middle, the ring thing. What the blood clot, y'all? What the motherfucker? What the mother cunts? What the mother cunts, y'all?
Bumble clot, bumble clot, man.
I can almost fit 2 fingers in this motherfucker.
Yeah,
That's what she
can.
said. If you can see her face.
Oh, we're looking at her face. You see her face. We're looking at it. It's called a stink eye.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, by the way, mother's Jamaican, so she could do that.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Let me understand this right. You're West African and Afro-Caribbean?
We.
Okay. So we got a Yoruba Jamaican mix. Okay, that's nice.
So they met at the bar. They met at a Bob. They probably met at a Bob Marley concert.
So I called myself a Jamaican chief. What? Jamaican chief.
Yeah.
But you like.
So what do you prefer, Patois or Niger? Which one's easier for you, Patois or Niger?
She's Baltimorean.
Yeah, Patois.
My friend's still in Europe, but yeah, because the Patois is just broken English, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You ever tried speaking Niger?
Yeah.
You know that West African pidgin English?
The pigeon?
Yeah, pidgin. It's also called Niger.
There's not a big West African.
Not that well at it.
I speak to English and Baltimoreese.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. More Baltimore, because there's not a big West African community in Baltimore. Like if you were closer to DC, yeah. The Jamaicans, you'd have to be in DC or South Florida, really.
See, I remember like being in the army, everybody swore up and down. Like you gotta be Caribbean or African. Yeah, I'm from the peninsula called Baltimore. That's what I'm from. God damn.
Part of it is you don't look like you have a lot of European admixture, right? Like if you go down to maybe like Georgia, South Carolina, you see a lot more folks that look like you. North Carolina, Virginia, you get a lot more mixed race folks who have like a great grandfather or great grandmother who's white or Indian or something along those levels. Like
or Chinese in my case.
Yeah. I mean, there's Chinese families that came over in the 1920s and 10s who wound up like they couldn't import Chinese women, and so they wound up intermarrying, and we're not allowed to marry white, so they
married black women.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Wow. You know, Lavarish just said in the comments, I bribed an Italian cobbler for my food. I said, I did not bribe him. I healed retainers. But anyway. Oh my God, no, how funny. I'm going to hear this shit. If I do a live stream tomorrow, I'm going to hear this shit on my panel.
No, she seems like
there's a new hashtag. Let me see your belly button.
She seems like a nice guy. Probably fed her too much red wine or maybe too much cognac, but
oh no, don't say red wine. I don't want to say the UB40 joint now.
Man, red wine is great.
I drink cognac all day, but I can't. But certain wine. Shut the fuck up.
Come back from the dead.
See, we about to step outside and
at least it ain't freezing out there tonight. So, hey.
What's it?
The one that hurt the most.
Yo, he muted himself.
Charlie,
you muted yourself.
If you go down to Virginia, like south of Richmond, like that Richmond to Raleigh.
Richmond to D.A. Whoop 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 whoop. I was born there.
Well, you get a lot of folks that are mixed, a lot more folks that are intermixed, and it comes to a term. My granduncle used to call it Virginia Black. You get a lot of folks who are very light skinned, but black, like Thomas Jefferson's kids. You know, you'll have a lot of weird, like red hair, you know, wavy folks.
That's where my grandmother's from.
Thomas Jefferson still hit that nigga shit.
That's what my grandmother's
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
That shit was thick. Like,
I wouldn't say it like that, but yeah, he did.
Yeah, don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. I got you.
Woolly.
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 Woolly. Woolly.
Woolly. Would you be in the field or would you be in the house?
Shit, I'm being in the house. Fuck what they talk about. I'm running shit. I'm running shit. I got the gun, and I'm telling the slaves, you better get your ass in line, motherfucker. Don't make my job hard, motherfucker.
That'd be fucked up. You the overseer and shit.
I'm the overseer out here.
You be snitching and shit.
I'm gonna bring y'all some food later, y'all. You know, I'm just playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see y'all about 3 o'clock by the oak tree. I ain't playing, nigga. Yeah, that'll be.
She gonna hook him up. Oh, she gonna kill him with that oxtail patty and shit, man.
I be for my people.
Not in front of the white people, though.
But not in front of the white people. No, I'm like Robin Hood out this motherfucker. The fuck?
Robin from the poor.
Damn right. Come on.
Robin from the poor.
Surviving out here.
Oh my God.
That's how I am. I know that back. I know that I've been here before. I feel like when I was here, I was like a princess warrior or something. That I was a goddamn fighter and I changed things. I was in power. I was just so full of power. I'm telling you.
You would have wanted. You would have wanted white people to be like, yeah.
So white people would have loved me too. Like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I changed my mind.
West Franklin Street.
Oh boy, let me stop taking away from the stream. I better donate. Yeah. Hey,
yeah. It's the real shit. That's how they act now. Shit.
Charles, I'm sorry to say this, but only a matter of time she's gonna go look at you and say, Charles, let me make this simple for you.
Charles?
I own you, nigga.
Maybe I should say that.
That makes it.
I own you, nigga.
Man. The woman picks the
man. The man picks the woman. You just pick this. Yeah.
I'm about to start bebopping out here.
Come on. Well, you. Damn. Wait a minute. You gotta save your spit.
I'm out trying.
Hey.
That was entertaining. That was definitely entertaining.
That shit was wild.
I mean, look, he's a man. He's doing his thing in Baltimore. Like, got a friendly young lady. I hope she finds a cigar to smoke. You know.
But Jules. Hold on, wait a minute, Jules. We hate black women over here, right? Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, look, ultimately that's used as a canard.
Lordy, we hate the black women. According to them, we hate the black woman. Ooh, yeah. Lordy.
It's used as a red herring because that's not the. It's more like when they used to tell Kevin, "We don't like how you say it." It's more that they just don't want you to talk at all. Like it's fine, right? There's a reason why unpopular conversations need to be had, but sometimes you can't show your face for certain things, or you can't have them in open public. That's why people have private clubs. That's why people have semi-private clubs. You know, and this is a public space, but it is semi-public. Not everybody's allowed in. Not everybody's allowed to have a voice. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people who they bully their way in to changing the conversation. It's why you see a lot of these folks now who are coming into it, and they're really trying to misshape or reshape the conversation, and it doesn't sound anything like any man who is living now really wants to hear or deal with. I mean, I wish them the best that they want to actually start and sell it, but a lot of men are just like, good luck. Thank you. I appreciate your contribution.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what's also surprising is like, God damn, that's a homophobe.
Man, this got real sad.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just playing PES Pro Evolution Soccer. Just looking at the stats as one cat. I'm like, God damn, that's a tall motherfucker. But anyway, so it's like, you know, we don't hate women. It's just that we don't like the shit that some of the things they do, or like Patrice O'Neal would say, We don't like you like that. We like you, but we
Man,
don't like you like that.
to be honest, the only women I've ever hated have done some things very specific towards me. The
Right.
rest of the time, the rest of the time is you're very annoying, or you're very obnoxious, or
Yeah.
you're being
No way.
insufferable. And I would rather remove myself than deal with you at this point. And
Hold on,
that's
wait
a
a
very
minute,
different thing
Jules.
than actually expending the energy to hate someone. That
Yeah.
is a
Now wait
very
a minute, Jules. Don't talk about divestors like that.
I don't even hate them. I don't even hate like I've only listened to
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate them. I just like go away. I don't care.
what's Cynthia G. I've only listened to her like 1 or 2 streams. I was like, oh, I know what she's about. Click next.
Ooh,
I don't
dysfunctional hell.
like I'll put it this way, like this type of content, like the men's, let's say just general men's content, it's probably like a quarter of the stuff I listen to on YouTube. Most of the stuff I'm listening to is stuff from my work, or it's something that I'm trying to figure out for my life as far as like finances, or like trying to be more remote. Like, how do I get stuff off the ground? I'm trying to solve problems. Like
You
complaining
say here.
about women
I
is
watch. I
that's
watch.
like 5% of my life at
When I'm not
best.
on BGS stream or something, I'm usually watching news.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm watching a coded video. Sometimes I'm watching
Yeah.
art videos. So
Free code camp, baby.
I'm watching design video, graphics design video. So I'm all over the place. So yes, I don't just watch black mainstream content. I watch white people too. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Yeah,
You'll get a
yeah.
break.
I look for solutions from people who might have good thoughts and try to see how can I incorporate that. Might be white, might be Indian, might be East Asian, Indian.
That don't really matter.
Like,
Color. Do they have good information?
yes,
There's some
yeah.
there's some
Yeah,
black
the
women.
BGS stuff that I listen to most is not the stuff about well, actually the culture stuff is more interesting, but about women, whatever. But the geopolitics and like the what do you call it, how does he label it again?
What are you talking about?
Dark
Describe it
politics,
for me.
basically.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't give a fuck.
I'm really about
like,
to hurt some of these dudes feeling. There's some black women that I listen to. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, a handful. But I don't really like politics. Most people think of politics as like the horse race stuff, and that is the least important thing about the political process. Like the who's gonna win. All this horse race shit. Like you just see like jockeys on top of a horse. Rachel Maddow on one, Tucker Carlson on another one, whipping people
Rachel
up into
Maddow.
a fur. That does not matter at all.
Rachel Maddow doesn't like black people. Like, yeah, I said it.
She might not, but like she's a white woman from New Hampshire. Like I really don't expect much from that. I think she lives up there. She lives up there. I don't know if she's from there, but she's like a Subaru lesbian. Like nice enough lady.
Subaru, that is pretty good.
Yeah, if you're in
actually.
That, you'll meet a ton of types of women like that, like well-educated, liberal, NPR listening types who are they know their shit, but they only reveal a quarter or a tenth of what they know to get what she got, which is I think she was paid $50 million over 4 years. Like she's paid out the ass to whip people into a furor.
Yeah, she was paid out the ass. Be over there on the MSNBC, and the ratings ain't been the same since she left. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing I really don't like about most of the news, I don't care if it's NBC or Fox or whatnot. I mean, basically they're mouthpieces for weapons manufacturers and big pharma. So we'll end up having
advertising. Remember, to advertise for a presidential campaign is $1 billion business. Who are they paying that to? Those big networks and those big cable companies. There's a lot of advertising dollars getting spent out. So those donations, they go somewhere. They definitely go somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back when there was like a 10% chance I would have been a progressive. So I would tune into Morning Joe, and I noticed, why is every other commercial Lockheed Martin or Boeing? Then I realized, oh, okay, so the weapons manufacturers are advertising here too. Okay, so they're on some bullshit. Okay.
Well,
wait, Lockheed is in the defense contractors?
Yeah.
Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, Raytheon, yeah.
McDonnell Douglas, maybe.
Yeah. I don't think McDonnell Douglas exists like they used to. I think they got absorbed 5 years ago.
No, they were absorbed by Lockheed, if I'm not mistaken. Because
Yeah.
the only reason I know about them is because, like I said, where I grew up, there was a lot of those cats.
Yeah.
There were a lot of those employees along with U.S. military personnel and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like most people, to really get an understanding of what politics is, go work for a local campaign, like a real shit local campaign for someone
Right.
who wants to do like become a mayor, city councilman, or even like PTA. Like women get their inroads into politics when they run for PTA boards because a lot of times those are sponsored by mothers of children who are in the local schools. Like that's where you start to see like women really get into politics, and they're like, oh, now I get how my network really can work, right? But if you want to do it,
Yep.
do it on a statewide level, and you start to understand whatever state. I know, Naima, you're not in the U.S., but like if you're in the U.S. and you want to do like politics, run or work for a statewide campaign. You start to see like your state, even if it's as small as like Connecticut or New Hampshire or even New Jersey, especially New Jersey. You understand your state is not one unified thing. There are multiple interests who have multiple reasons that they need to have people representing them, and it becomes you start to get, oh, this is how the game really
That makes
works.
sense.
These are the players. These are the people I have to appeal to. These are the people I have to bring the lucre back from the capital to. That's when you start understanding how the game works. And if you want to do it on the national level, the biggest thing is like if you're on the national level, on the state level too, on the national level, if you're working for, let's say like there's like, all right, let's say 2020, right? There were let's say 8 candidates who are running. It was more, but let's say 8. When you are washed out from, let's say, Buttigieg, and that campaign fails, you just get absorbed into the next one because you're normally a person nowadays. You're normally a person who
Did you just say Buttigieg?
Yeah, you're well indoctrinated, and you are from like the same class of people who wants to work on campaigns, wants to try and get people in
How y'all think
office,
Biden?
and try to get people down.
How you think Biden won his campaign? He combined all the contacts with Pete Butt Plug and Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah. I mean, people are connected. The network effect is real. Look, who's Pete Buttigieg's godfather? Cornel West.
Who?
Cornel West.
Really?
Professor
Cornel West is his, because his dad was the guy who translated Gramsci into English. Right?
Wow, Dr. West. Okay.
Yeah, the academic world is very closely related. like a lot.
I didn't know that.
I'm not saying it's like it's they would have known each other, but because they had a similar political belief system, they were introduced to each other by other people who knew that they might get along. Like a lot of these people are. It's not like it's not as incestuous as you might think, but it's not that far off. Like the network effect is a lot closer in academia, right? Like Dr. Thunder lets on about it a little bit. Like, these people are moving things. They're moving the needle, but they're not moving it in the direction I'd like to as much. But then the environment calls for something else.
Okay. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow. Wow. Cornel West is Mayor Pete is Mr. Buttplug's godfather.
I mean, like, Buttigieg is like he's a very well trained, well educated man, right? But he is also a signal for another generational shift. But I think that generational shift.
No, he's not.
I think that shift is too soon.
No, he's not.
I think that.
And I'll tell you right now. Look, he may be young because he was born in a certain year, but his politics are straight boomer neoliberal politics. Guess what? His career will never see the light of day because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're in the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. You only have a future if you are a populist, right? And I don't care if it's anti-big corporation, anti-big government, anti-immigration. If you're not a populist, you'll never see the light of day in national politics.
Yeah,
I think there's something true to that. I mean,
he's right.
You are right. Go ahead.
Buttigieg is too much of a how can I put it, like an old school,
Rainbow.
wannabe old school politician.
I would
we don't.
kind of,
For the record, name, we don't even need to mention his orientation. That's irrelevant.
yeah. I
Okay.
think I mean it's relevant enough to say that that's why people would be forced or compelled to vote for him, but it's not relevant to like where he stands on like where his policies are, because
Right.
he knows the contradictions and he stated them out loud. Like, if you are going to have a democracy, how do you have that? And then you're also going to have a capitalist system, right? Because those two things do run up against each other at a certain point. He said this as much, because you have to say, do the people have a say, or does capital have a say? Who holds capital? Is it the people, or is it the people who have the most wealth, which is what we consider the capital, right?
Right.
We have to make these type of judgments in real time, and
But we had the answer though. So look, so check this out, right? And
but
I get it.
how many people understand that answer, or
Well,
the question that I just asked? How many people understand the question I just asked?
well, so but here's the deal. Everybody has the exact same question, right? Whether you're asking why do we have to import manual labor, or why do we have so many poor people, or why do we have so many kids doing shitty in school? The thing is, everybody has the same question. They're just asking it differently, and the answer is the same. We came up with the answer after World War II when we expanded the government, so so we could expand the highways and expand everything else, which brought middle class, which brought together the working class, which built the country. So you can have a capitalist country, but you have to have a government big enough to give manual labor jobs to build the country so that the infrastructure can flourish.
But you're telling a fanciful version of that. That's not exactly what happened. A lot of it was separated on racialized lines and genderized lines, right? Like, a lot of the white working class really want to keep the challenge amongst themselves. How do you think the Kennedys got into power and held power? They kept the blacks out in Chicago, in the Boston Metroplex, which was now the Boston Metroplex, right? Kept the blacks off the docks, right? How do you think that the coal miners in Appalachia kept their power? They kept the blacks out, but then they started to ship the blacks in to kind of break down the white working class in that area. Like, there's a racial and a capital and a cultural divide that is always happening all at once. And
But
then
but
when
that
you
but that's
start
the
to
thing,
see the
right?
strands, you start to understand, like, oh shit, this is bigger than you think. There's no like there's no we can come together unless we all come together.
But see,
But
okay,
then you have to
so
set
here's the
aside a
question,
lot of stuff. And
right?
who's going to set it aside?
So here's my question, right? And maybe I have this wrong conceptually in my head, but if we had a larger government that, like I said, our infrastructure is graded D, right? So if we had a large enough government that brought together enough jobs to build it up to where it was supposed to be, why would black people necessarily have to be excluded? In fact, in my mind, I would say that we would need every single young, healthy black man to build the country's infrastructure back up to where it needs to be.
It's because it's called money, and it's because they know they can't compete.
Yeah, but they're also not going to spend that money out to get people back to work on very specialized kind of economic functions. They need to. Like, don't get me wrong. There's what, out of the let's say 5,000 bridges in this country, I think over half of them are rated D minus or below. Like, they're
Yeah.
about to be a lot of bridge collapses over the next, let's say, 20 years if they don't do a lot of repairs. And some of that Build Back Better money did go to some of that stuff. And if you go to certain terminals, you'll see that, some of the airport terminals have been repaired too. But I'm saying there's a lot of stuff that we are not incentivizing people to even go into those fields to do that work. So we have big problems going on. And it's not just like, just do 1, 2, 3. You have to have institutions that want to incentivize young people to even be a part of the system in the first place. And then you see something like the broader, let's say, men's content space has a lot more people who are just, oh, maybe I can figure out how to solve my problem here. And you have the people who are very disaffected who say, maybe it's the problem, maybe it's the fault of this ethnicity, this religious group who wear small hats, right? And then they wind up lashing out. And they wind up going to a grocery store in Buffalo and start firing off rounds. Like, that's the type of stuff that happens in a society with disaffected young men.
But
You have to
let me
figure
ask
out
you
how to put the
something.
men to work.
Yeah.
Make them have meaningful lives.
Yeah, but check this out, right? So if we spent the billions of dollars to put millions of men to work building those bridges, fixing the railroads, doing all of that, we would have far less men at home playing video games, watching porn, smoking weed. We'd actually have them out there working, and then eventually they would become viable mates to the females that they want to attract.
Yeah, that's. I agree with you on that one. But what is the institution that is putting them in that pipeline to do that? Is it the public school?
It would have to be the federal and state governments.
Are they really doing that right now? Or are they trying to put a lot of men up on trial, older men, for potential past indiscretions?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the thing. But at the end of the day, look, if I'm a governor, right? So let look, I live in Georgia. Let's pretend I'm the governor of Georgia, right? If I know the infrastructure is crumbling around me, if I know that we have half the roads that we need, if I know that we have half the public, I'm sorry, the public transit that we need, I'm putting these motherfuckers to work because otherwise
Or
I can't keep my job.
or maybe you see that the future is collapsing and you just let them fall into disrepair. You have a future set of Detroits or versions of Detroit that just spread across the country.
But again, assuming that I care about my job, I wouldn't let that happen.
But
Well,
if you're
the
worrying
thing
about your
is,
budget, it might be good to just not do anything, right? You just
also,
worry about
Fitz,
the
you
stuff
got to
that gets the most
consider.
calls.
Yeah. Also, Fitz, you also got to consider there are special interest groups. You got to also consider in all this. You know what I'm saying? Because there are certain groups. Because you got to ask yourself. It's like that question that the Roman philosopher Cicero once asked: "Cui bono?" When you look at the current situation, you have to ask yourself, who benefits, or for whose benefit is this?
Yeah.
Who gains the most out of that situation?
Yeah. So
even if you were to try to do something like that, it's going to be an uphill battle, especially if there are going to be special interest groups who know what you're trying to change could be a threat to their benefit. If somebody because some people want that, but need to maintain the status quo for various reasons. And they understand that if you try to change it, it could be to their detriment.
I'm gonna be honest with
unless
you.
You can make it say otherwise.
The only special interest group that benefits from society collapsing and young men not being integrated are weapons manufacturers. Other than that, everybody else wants our roads to work, wants our railways to work, wants to have clean water. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and let's not forget also, just like at the national level, at the state and local level, you do have campaign contributors. And a lot of politicians are going to be beholden to them. So unless you have people supporting you and supporting you financially as well, making huge contributions to your campaigns and whatnot to counteract whatever special interest groups might be willing to offer you something for whatever, what are you going to do? This is what lobbying is all about, my dude. It's not just in the halls of Congress in DC. You see this in in every state cap of every state. You see this also at a lesser extent in every city hall of every city, town, and even small hamlets for that matter.
Yeah, I think I heard somebody say that if you wanted to buy a president, it would be like $1 million. If you wanted to buy a senator, it'd be like 500,000. But if you wanted to buy a mayor, you could do it for less 10,000 or 50,000 or less. So yeah, I get that.
I mean, the numbers are higher, but the general principles are accurate. Yeah,
About the same. Yeah,
because realize like if you want to buy a president, if you commit X amount of money to a PAC, let's say you say 400,000 a month for the next 14 months, you're going to get the year. You're going to be able to call whatever president to you all the time. And there's only very few people that can really commit that amount of money from the discretionary income. And this has been proven in the past year with the My Pillow guy. He got tanked because he was a 9-figure guy and he got wiped off the table by some guys who were 12-figure, like the Koch brothers, who are industrialists of a level that most people will never touch ever. But he got
Speaking of the
wiped off
brothers,
table.
2 of them are dead. Speaking of the Koch brothers, understand that 2 of them are dead. 2 of them are dead.
The other one did? The train guy?
No. Remember the 4. Remember the 4 of them? There was 4 of them, right? You got the oldest, the young, the oldest, the
Okay.
middle, and the two twins.
Yeah, I only remember
Yeah.
Charles and David. Yeah.
Yeah. Most
Charles
people
and
know the
David.
twins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the twins, Bill and David, David Koch. Now, if you understand, Williams is still alive. David
Yeah.
Koch passed away. But the middle son, who's head of the operations, he's still alive. The oldest Koch passed away, however. So the oldest and the twin William, they were the ones who were on the outs. Because remember, they battled for control of the company with the other two.
But, yeah.
And this was back in like 1980 something like
Yeah.
that. And this is around the time.
Look at how
you
much.
know what? Here's
Yeah,
another
sorry.
family that was affected by that split, by the way. You remember Anna Nicole Smith's late husband? The Marshalls, J. Howard Marshall? His two sons, Everett E. Pierce, who passed away in 06, and the other one, J. Howard III, who's still alive. They were also caught up in that, and they were on opposite ends of that battle. A lot of intriguing shit, But the Koch brothers, that's one end. But on the other side, people talk about George Soros. But folks, there are some. Oh, by the way, what's the name of those two brothers who made it big in fracking? What's their names? Is it Wilkes or something like that? The ones who made big money in fracking because they're like the big backers for like certain networks, like the Daily Wire and shit.
Ooh, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but I know what you're talking about. This is a network of billionaires that people don't think about.
Yes.
Yeah.
People we don't know about. Just like if you go to certain countries, like everybody talks about the big oligarchs in Russia, and there are oligarchs in former Soviet republics we don't know about. And they make the money keep it quiet.
Yeah, there's about 3,500 to 4,000 billionaires in this world, and most people only talk about like 25 of them. In certain countries, you talk about, like in America, we know about 20 of them. In other countries, you really don't know. Russia, you know about 5, and then China, you know about 3 or 4 supposed, but their economy works in a different way, and they don't allow capital to really flee from that country. But if you go to like Germany, you go to Italy, you really don't know who the billionaires are. They kind of hold that money in. They kind of hide who they are, especially Germany, because they don't want to talk about how they got those money, the seed money. Wealth works in weird ways at a certain point.
There are a lot of billionaires, and some of them also are financial backers to certain entities, and they make it a point to be the silent partners. So when you talk about certain names and shit, you gotta be careful. I mean, they make it a point to keep, discretion is the greater valor, as they say. So they like to keep things under wraps.
Yeah, hold the secrets. That's way more worthwhile.
But I know in this country, wealth works a little differently because America isn't old enough to have old money. But if you go to countries like England, Germany, things like that, like old money is that weird money, like people don't know who you are, but people know you're rich somehow. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like America has a different thing where there are people who are old money who came in, and there are people who had a lot of power and influence from early on. Like the Bush family had a lot of power and influence, and they were always comfortable, but they were always networked in because they had a lot of people who came. They're a Mayflower family, right? 1400s been on this plot of land. But then you also have private money in this country. So think of the Cargill company, right? Who owns that? That's not a publicly traded company, but it's also estimated to be worth more than most Fortune 10, not Fortune 100, but Fortune 10 companies. But nobody knows who that family is. But they pretty much control the food supply for this country. Right?
Or
Like, think
companies
about
like
that type of power and money.
or Carnegie or
Yeah,
Morgan
but that's
Stanley,
the last
big ones.
generation. That's the previous generation, right? I'm talking about the people who are alive right now. I mean, the Carnegies, they do have descendants right now, but they don't have as much influence actively moving outside of the institutions that they set up for when they died. So that's why you have to look at those nonprofits that all these people are trying to set up. Right? It's a moving wheel of where the power, where the money and wealth is going to set up institutions to perpetuate their causes. But there's a lot of things that go on that are not just this one rich old white guy wants to get done. It's what are the institutions they're going to set up after they die to perpetuate what they want to get done. Like there's still Rockefeller
or like
University.
all the think tanks,
That does exist, and it
think
is
tanks, the
very
institutes,
influential.
or like
Yeah.
those lobbying groups as well.
Yeah, guys.
And in certain universities.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down right now. I'm getting a little drowsy.
Oh, okay.
You're shutting down like
No
a
biggie.
robot from Rogue One.
It was good talking to you, gentlemen.
Shut it down.
Always another good conversation, fellas. Hopefully you were entertained. I got to go home, grab a new cigar, get some Caucasian Hennessy, and finish part 2.
All right.
Anyway, I just gotta let y'all know y'all ain't shit, and God bless you for it.
And hey,
yeah,
I'm gonna hear a lot of shit from y'all tomorrow when I do a panel. Am I not?
probably so. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out.
Salute.